Hello from Edmonton, Canada. You're live with us for the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. North Saskatchewan River in the early springtime here. Dawson Bridge spans the North Saskatchewan River. Really crisp, beautiful day today in Edmonton. Touch on the cool side. Here we see the Alberta legislator. Edmonton is the capital of the province of Alberta. And the world has gathered here in Edmonton to see the best men's curling teams in the world do battle at the Northlands Coliseum. There you get a great look at the Prairie Day. We're into the evening draw now. And here we are at the Northlands Coliseum. Moving inside now. The honored nation this evening is Scotland. But our featured match tonight, men's session 14, sees China taking on the United States of America. As the sounds of the Flower of Scotland ring out around the Northlands Coliseum, Hans Raum up here with you and Anne Swisshelm. Good evening to you, Anne.
Good evening, Hans.
Let's meet the teams. Here's Team China. At lead is Zhang Jilang. Playing at second stone is Ba Dexin. Xiao Xiaoming is playing at third. Thumbs up. And Liu Ray will be skipping China tonight.
For Team USA, at lead stones, John Landsteiner. Playing second, Matt Hamilton. Third and vice skip for Team USA, Tyler George. And skip, John Schuster.
We're heading towards the end of the round robin and playoff positions. Canada has already qualified for the playoffs. We see the United States there at 5-3. This is a huge game for them tonight. China at 4-4, equally important. So this game will determine their playoff lives tonight. Italy still with a chance to make the playoffs at 4-4. Norway, Scotland at 5-3. Germany, Netherlands, and Russia rounding out the standings. 4 games in action here at the Northlands Coliseum tonight. Norway takes on Germany. Our feature match is China versus the United States. Italy versus Scotland, and an intriguing match between Switzerland and Sweden, a battle of 7-1 teams. We'll be updating all of those matches tonight, but our feature game is China versus the USA. And a big night for both of these teams, Anne.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this is a pivotal game. USA can create a little bit of separation in the round robin standings with a win tonight, whereas Team China has the chance to pull even with USA and create a bit of a log jam at 4th place.
It does seem the way that the field is sorting itself out as we head towards the playoff phase that 5 losses is definitely not going to do it. There we see some of the Team China supporters here.
Not only Team China supporters, Team China athletes from their women's team and mixed doubles team.
Outstanding. The World Mixed Doubles Championship will be happening in this same province of Alberta, but in the city of Lethbridge later on this month. So some of the Chinese team already here preparing and supporting their fellow athletes. But as we were saying, big game for both teams. China fighting for their playoff lives. The USA trying to solidify their place. The USA has the last stone. China will be playing the red stones tonight. USA playing the yellow stones and getting us underway for Team China will be their lead. Zhang Jialang waiting for the go sign from the official. And we're underway. And if you've been with us all week, we've covered games of both of these teams, and this figures to be a pretty entertaining contest. Both of these teams are really, really comfortable with lots of rocks in play in.
Yeah, absolutely. The one difference, and this is where it's going to come down to play, is going to be John Schuster versus Leo Ray.
We did see in an earlier game that Leo's real ace in the hole is his draw shot ability. Here's a U.S. lead, John Landsteiner.
Speaking of draw ability, a gifted lead, a lefty.
Be careful, it might die real fast. It's curling early, but...
Originally from Mankato, Minnesota, now lives in Duluth, Minnesota.
Far as it goes, fellas.
And when John Schuster's on fire, his ability to draw the exact spot is right up there with everybody in the world. So if it gets into a battle of freezes and corner freezes, figures to be a very busy forefoot.
Yeah, I think it's a skill that Team USA has really worked on, a comfort level, getting their skip, playing draw weight with lots of confidence. And that's being driven by a well-throwing third in Tyler George.
Tyler's had a very strong week at third, and Xiao Xiaoming likewise for Team China at the third position. This stone just creeps into the ring, so a small error there from Zhang. They were looking for a guard. First 4 stones of the end is the free guard zone. If the stone is in play but not in the rings, short of the house, you're not allowed to hit it, but this one is touching the ring, so John Landsteiner now can remove it.
Little up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's good. Whoa, whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa. That's good. Sorry, Lancer. Just really went. Good.
So they were looking for a double takeout there, and just a little bit of a jump move by the running stone. Caught John Schuster unaware and maybe missed the line call a bit. This gives China a chance to put another rock in the rings as we get our first look at Badushen.
And Swiss Helm's favorite delivery of the field, I think, in terms of...
pride of Harbin, China, where this team lives and trains full-time. Harbin in the northern part of China, where they get a serious winter. Have a fantastic ice sculpture festival there every year. And this rock just a little bit light.
So, team's still fighting a little bit here in the first end for draw weight.
You like this, or you want to try playing the split? Oh, I like the hit. I like the hit. Normal.
USA does have last rock. If you're new to the sport, when the team's got last rock, the basic tactic is to try to score more than 1 point. Here's Matt Hamilton.
Whoa, 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 wide.
Looking to put a rock into play. USA waiting and waiting, hoping this curls a little bit.
It's staying, I think. And it just went backwards.
So that one spills off the ring, so nice chance here for China to use those 2 guards in the center of the house, just short of the house, to go around.
Yeah, it's a really nice opportunity. The stagger's a little in USA's favor for running a stone back, and I think that's why Leo Ray is going to change the look of this up front.
So it is a shift of gears. They were looking at coming around, but as Ann points out, Leo Ray thinking that Yellowstone belonging to the USA is in a dangerous position, so he's going to ask Badajing to remove it, maybe roll onto the rings.
I think they're looking just to stick. No, they are going to roll on the rings. Good call.
Not quite. Needed one little more half rotation. 10 ends of play scheduled, but teams have to play a minimum of 6. Each team has 38 minutes of thinking time to play all their shots, and each team has one 60-second timeout where they can stop the clock.
You don't like going around the double corner, huh? Is the double any good? Sure. Puts a rock in a good spot. That's fine.
Close, but probably not quite in terms of being on the rings.
Okay. I can just a touch more.
So a cautious start here from both teams. Matt Hamilton being asked to remove the Chinese guard stone, and probably a good safe play in the first end. They're not great corners to go around for Team USA. Right on the nose, though, so chance now for China.
Yeah, and I think this little bit of a conservative start is stemming from the half shots we're seeing.
Yeah.
Zhang Jialiang slipping into the rings, Ba Duxin coming up short for China, and Matt hitting and rolling out, and then coming up to the nose on that last one. Just a couple of half shots there.
So let's see who's going to be first to make the full shot and turn the end around. This is Xiao Xiaoming. Something that we've noticed from this Chinese team all week, they throw quite a light rotation handle draw shot, and stones tend to curl a lot at the end. This one not curling quite enough to bury, but probably hiding just a corner.
Try to get it all the way out or just tap it back and get under here.
There you see, just a corner hidden.
Okay, back 8. Sure.
Means Tyler George can't play full takeout weight at it, so John Schuster will be asking him to play back 8-foot weight and just push it back into the rings. Here's Tyler George.
Back line.
Back line.
Whoa, whoa. Close. Yep. Whoa.
And you'll notice at home, talking about rotation, Tyler throws a little bit less rotation than his skip, John Schuster.
Hard lance, right to it, right to it, right to it. Matt, go all the way out with it. All the way out.
Pushing it back into the rings and through the rings, so nice touchstone there from Tyler.
Yeah, and it's something that USA has been really managing well. They're on a 3-game win streak right now.
Yeah, if you're gonna get hot, getting hot in the middle part of the week and taking a run into the playoffs, a good time to do it, isn't it?
It sure is.
Xiao Xiaoming. Again, talking about the rotation of the stones. Explain for the viewers and what the difference is with the stones rotating more or rotating less in terms of how much it curls.
Yeah, well, the physics behind it is if a stone's rotating at a higher rate, it's going to travel straighter in distance and straighter in trajectory and further in distance. And the converse is true. If it's rotating a little bit less, it'll curl more and travel at a slower rate of speed.
Awesome explanation. Fantastic. So it is a factor, and the sweepers will be watching the release of their teammates really carefully.
Yeah, and absolutely, and it's something that you learn to play at this high level. Most of these athletes can actually adjust their rotation. So they might need a little bit softer rotation to make a certain shot.
So the USA now capitalizing. Ann was talking about all the half shots in this end. Xiao Xiaoming on an attempted come around promoted a US stone into the rings, and so now Tyler George removes the other Chinese stone, and all of a sudden USA's lying 3 with the hammer in.
Yeah, and this is a really tough setup for Team China. At this point, they're going to be playing a cross-house double, and they're really looking just to limit the USA now to a score of 2. They're hoping not to give up the 3. That pivotal miss at third, second stone is a difficult thing to bounce back from, and it takes an extraordinary shot out of the skip.
John Schuster, Tyler George looking on. Xiao Xiaoming holding the brush now for his skip, Leo Ray, and let's see if he's got one of these awesome recovery shots in his arsenal. Big weight.
We talked about the great skill of Leo Ray being his draw weight, but he did have a game where he played 95% on takeouts.
Wow. Gets rid of one, and I think they were a little bit undecided. I heard Leo Ray calling the sweep. He was probably thinking really thin double, and Xiao Xiaoming was waiting for it to curl to play the higher, steeper double, so a little miscommunication there, but net result, a fantastic opportunity for Team USA here in the first.
Did you ever go back 8 here?
I mean, here he gets to roll in front of it, but that's fine. I'm okay with that.
No, we don't want a bunch on this side.
No, I don't want to pile up anymore. It's either here or here, Matt. But he's got to be careful of that. He gets.
Scares me going under that corner.
Let's go here.
I think that's the
I don't need
best
to talk about
spot,
too much. Even a little bit more than that, probably.
John, you want to stay full 8 though here.
Yeah.
Because you don't want him to be able to roll and out count you.
Gotcha.
So you want to be
Well,
here.
he's going to be able to roll on this one and out count us, but I'm just going to have to figure it out.
Well, but I mean, we don't want him to be able to roll under the corner and out count this
No, we're just
rock.
going. What's that?
I said we don't want him to be able to roll under the corner and out count this rock.
Right. Fair enough.
So we got to take like here.
Back 4 foot. back four, bite the back 4 would be great. All right?
There you go. That's
Is that 95?
plan A for Team USA. They're going to be drawing to the left-hand side of the picture as we're looking at it, but they want this stone to go behind the tee line and try to take away the opportunity of a hit and roll for China. So here is John Schuster.
John's had some outstanding games of late.
A lot of curling to do. It's got to be deep, though.
And again, I'll give all credit to Tyler George. That discussion that just happened, making sure everyone knew the exact place to put this rock, where they wanted it and why they wanted it. And they wanted to bite back 4.
That's exactly where he's throwing it. Nice stone there by Schuster. And yeah, definitely worthwhile spending the time, especially in that situation, to lock in the shot, because you don't get very many opportunities in a game to potentially cash in a 3, and that's definitely the opportunity here for Team USA. Leo Ray's eyeing up the double. So that tells us that he's very much in the mode of damage control.
Coming right behind, Ba Duchen, making sure the path is absolutely clean and free of debris for this last rock of the first end.
It's kind of a bit of an oddball angle. He's going to try and make a double takeout on the 2 yellow stones on the left-hand side of the brush of Xiao Xiaming as we're looking at it.
Yeah, and he's hopeful that his shooter hangs around the rings and maybe rolls to about half underneath.
Well, that would be a mega bonus from the Chinese perspective.
But most importantly, the double takeout to hold USA to a score of 2 in this opening end.
They're close. Oh, kills 2. Nice shot there by Leo Ray. That's a real bailout shot from the Chinese.
And that's what John Schuster was planning on leaving them for the shot, and this guarantees an open draw that John just threw. A same identical shot. Open with 2 points in the first end.
China eliminates the chance of the 3 with that double takeout, but whole house to draw to now for John Schuster.
Weight's good.
Easy, boys. That's heavy. It's heavy. Really heavy, man. No clean.
Okay. I think you're good.
Sweeper says, no worries, skipper. You're okay. John Schuster thought the stone's heavy, but the sweepers are quite confident about it, and rightfully so. Comes to rest full in the 4-foot.
Took a long time to get to that second rev.
But 2 points in the bank for Team USA. A fantastic start for them.
Didn't feel heavy, but then it wasn't revving out very good. I'm like,
After one end of play, USA breaks on top, leading it 2-0.
Maybe you should rev it more.
Maybe a foot higher and it would have been way tougher.
Wow, that's a little bit wider out. We always had to make sure he couldn't roll and out count it because that kills our end. Yep. That's the biggest thing. If it's here, he can make that roll all the way into the corner.
Welcome back to the Northlands Coliseum. You're enjoying live coverage of the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. On this round lob here with Ann Swisshelm. We're glad you're with us tonight. Great start for Team USA, Ann.
2 points to open up. Allows Team USA to pull the play into the rings in the second end.
John Landsteiner throwing it right on the button.
No.
We talked about the playoff implications as Zhang Jilang will be asked to throw a corner guard.
Yeah, and with China sitting at 4 losses, USA has 3 coming into this. Very pivotal match for both of these teams.
And not only to make the playoffs, but in the case of Team China, also it's really their only path to direct qualification for the Olympics is reaching the playoff round at this event. So they've got a double incentive. Not that you need any when you're at a World Championship. Got plenty of incentive. Here's John Landsteiner.
Line's good.
Lots of line.
Line's out a little bit actually now.
John, a quiet, intense presence for Team USA.
Easy till the last couple of feet here, Matt. Easy here.
Really close to in.
Yeah, if you were throwing out the sports cliches, you'd say John Landsteiner seems like the ultimate great team guy.
He is a great team guy. I'm going to say that almost every player here, though, at this level of championship really needs to be a great team player.
That's true.
The subtleties of this sport, the communication, the connection that's required, everyone really needs to be able to put their egos a little bit to the side and focus on the task at hand, connect with each other, the realities of what's coming at them.
Zhang Jilang, this stone is on the ring so he can hit it. Not in the free guard zone, rolls over in front of the USA stone. So this is setting up interestingly.
Right.
It's not in. I think this might be too deep to throw a guard.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Make him run it.
I like that.
So that rock that's at the top of the rings, it is cover for USA, but it could lead to a really neat opportunity for Team China if they play a split on it. It's very close to the rings. They do have a corner guard. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully Matt Hamilton makes this shot for USA
Hard line.
and gives China the chance to play the split.
Yeah, a lot of possibilities there for the Chinese with that stone just short of the house. Come around it, you could split it, you could run it back.
Sorry, boys. My fault, Matt.
4 games of action going on here tonight at the Northlands Coliseum. Let's take a look now at Italy versus Scotland. Scotland now in playoff danger, probably out of contention for the playoffs, but now looking at direct Olympic qualifications. So veteran David Murdoch on his last rock in the first end.
Needs a takeout.
Rolls it onto the rings, and it is a score of 2 for the Scots. And the hits just keep on coming. Let's take a look now at Switzerland, Sweden, and Nicholas Edin of Sweden with the hammer here, and 1 stone of his own in the forefoot and the hammer, so this looks like a potential draw for 2, Ann.
Yeah, and this is a huge matchup here on sheet D. 7-1, 7-1. One of these teams is going to be sitting in second place with a real good chance at the 1-2 game in the playoffs. And the other falls to the 3-4 game.
Unlike the Olympics at the World Championships, they've used the page system of the playoffs, so the top 2 teams advance to a 1 versus 2 game. And Edin makes the draw, and so the Swedes break on top with the deuce. Back to our feature match, China and USA, and here's Matt Hamilton throwing the hit.
No.
Close.
No.
Stay close, though.
Do not.
Yep, go, Ty. All right, easy. Sorry, Matt.
That rock spins back,
Okay.
hangs onto the rings.
Tenaciously staying on the rings.
We get a look at Coach Phil Drobnik from Team USA, looking on intently. Joe Polo, alternate, saw his first action on ice earlier today. Not only
And
that,
also a
but
part shareholder in the 50-50 draw, I understand, Dan. So Joe's had a good day.
yeah, Joe's had a pretty good day. He played 100% when he went into the game and won the 50-50.
Jeepers. That's a career for some people. Badashin.
力量，接路标力量，
稍微小一点啊。
正常跑，上线上线。
China now trying to use that corner guard that Zhang set on the first stone of the end.
下线，明哥，6、5、6，明哥下线来。
下来点，2、3。
Not worried about it being shot. They're just going for cover. Nice stone.
Saying that just got by.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just got by.
We're shot. We could draw if we
On
want.
the Chinese bench there we see
That's
multiple world champion Marcel Rock guiding Team China.
Like that more than drawing?
Well, I mean,
Edmonton
throw
is
a draw
actually
and they
Marcel's
run, you know.
home
I think
territory,
back,
so this
even
is
if you
a
get the guard, we got
bit of a
blocks.
homecoming for him this week.
Just soft tackle, Ty.
Tyler George. Right down that center line.
Weight's good.
A little bit of an all or nothing call here for Team USA. If they touch this corner guard, they can tap the Chinese stone onto the rings, but they make a beautiful line call and a great tap by Tyler George.
Making it look easy, and I can assure you it's not. And that was a very difficult touch shot for Tyler George. Had to get it really tight to the rings, and because he's playing positive weight, the stone's not going to curl as much to get to the stone behind it, so had to be perfection with the weight and the line, and he was.
China looking to answer. Xiao Xiaoming, a little hit and roll off that USA stone in the top 8 foot. And looking for a little bit more performance than he had in that opening end, kind of trying to right his ship.
Right on the nose, so no roll there for the Chinese and wide open for Team USA. So Xiao looking to shake that off and reset and make the next one. He knows that that was a roll that they really could have used.
Pretty good. Got to curl wall.
China with last rock here on the second end.
Yep.
10 ends of play scheduled.
Sorry, Ty.
Just pops out the other side, almost a perfect roll behind the corner. Center guard. US lies 2.
I saw the same thing you saw, man.
One of the things about these players at this level is they're throwing great shots, but they're looking for absolute perfection every time they throw a rock. They're looking for every inch. Oh, this one took a turn. Took a turn, diving towards the guard. That might have picked something up. That was very surprising movement there. Sweepers were right off. It seemed like it was wide. No sweeping, no cleaning. All of a sudden it jumped.
Yeah, we saw Xiao looking down at the ice as well. He says, yeah, that took a move.
Bit of a fortunate break for Team USA.
Roll right in front of Ty's.
That can happen from time to time. Just a little
3 inches aside center line, right?
Yep.
bumper impurity on the ice surface or a little bit of debris, and can alter the course of the stones. If you've never seen a sheet of curling ice in person, the rock will travel across little frozen bumps of water called pebble, roll across the surface, and so there's actually very little of that stone is actually touching the ice surface.
Stay with it.
John Schuster with a chance to punish the Chinese error. Looking to cover the shot stone, covers half. That's a pretty good shot from Schuster.
It's a good shot there. You can see the angles. It's very difficult to get to the inside of that USA stone and the top of the forefoot.
Could be a triple takeout here though, Ann.
I think that's what they're lining up.
USA's lying 4, but the way that these stones are angled, it just off nose, drive it almost straight back into the second stone and across the face of the stone at the back. Could kill 3.
It could. He might just be looking for a double takeout and sit underneath his corner guard, realizing at this point someone's going to score. It is likely the blank is not going to happen. So maybe set up as second or third count, hopefully second count underneath the corner guard.
Certainly has to rattle some U.S. granite here to do it, though, one way or the other. So let's see what's going to come at us here from Leo Ray. Made a great double in the first end, and he's having to do it again. So the skipper is being asked to bail his team out yet again.
Yeah, and he's a big, strong man, throws a lot of power. Every now and then can set a stone back on an angle.
Double jams. Importantly for the Chinese, roll their shooter onto the rings, and so the U.S. will have to be careful here.
And that shooter rolled directly underneath the corner guard. It is third count.
You see the Chinese stones. U.S. stones rather set in motion by the Chinese stones, jamming, staying in the rings, stacking up on that center line.
No, yeah.
We got to get all the way to the center
It
line.
just might curl earlier with a guard. That's all I'm worried about.
Just tell him to get a half of the rock on the center,
Yeah.
third of the rock on the center.
Yeah, but if you tap into the lid.
Sounds
Then
like the
there
guard.
could be trouble to give him to. We got to get it.
Matt Hamilton saying, well, we could tap it on the rings, and John says, no way. Nope, don't leave him a triple for
I
2.
don't want to have to wait for it.
Nope, you just need to make the double
15?
Difficult.
really challenging, and anywhere in front of that USA stone on really any line, your target is 8 to 9 feet
full.
in distance.
Line's not very good yet.
Full line.
It's very much a line shot,
Hammer
more
your
than a
rock.
weight shot.
It's
Correct.
going to get there, though. You're going to have to go, though.
You need to touch the center line,
Here,
either side
Carolyn, go
actually.
ahead. Yep.
Just get it to the center line.
Hard!
Just get it to center.
Hard, boys. Got to go.
Sweeping for curl now. They want this stone to reach that center line to protect their stone.
Go, go, go.
All right, good scrub.
Just gets it to the center line, so be covering the intern side anyways, and the question will be, is there going to be enough available on the outturn to make the double? I don't think so.
No, anywhere in front of that stone was good. So this sweep right here at the end, it's not necessarily making it curl as far as
Hard, boys. Got to go.
what we were seeing last season with the technique with the brooms. It's really dragging it in distance. And as it's continuing to travel, it's continuing to move on its trajectory.
So that's what Leo Ray would see from the hack when he goes to throw. Just half that target stone available, so no double takeout there. And it looks like they're setting up to play the intern draw. That's a brave call. Half the rock available on the outturn side. You could have tapped that as well, but perhaps Leo thinking, I've got more confidence in my draw, so I'm going to play this. Let's look at the split times between the hogs.
Yeah, and as powerful as a man as this guy is, this touch shot is his bread and butter.
Great confidence in his draw shot ability. Sweeper's backing off it though. Let's look at the split. 13-7. It's been about 14-2 or 14-3, so this may be heavy. Tyler George ready to sweep it, sweeps it back and back of the forefoot, and it is a steal of 1 for the USA. So disappointment for China. Slightly heavy with the last stone draw there by Leo Ray, and the USA are off to the races, stealing the point, and after 2 ends of play, it's the US 3, China no score.
In the universe that is distinctively curling, the stars have now aligned to deliver the world's ultimate showdown to the world's entertainment capital. Whether you're a storied veteran of events past or a future superfan anxious to attend your first, this is the one. The 2018 World Men's in Las Vegas with our most popular package, the 9-day, 10-night hit and stay for 2 people for just $20.29.
Las Vegas rocks.
Welcome back to the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Line's good.
Host city of the Ford
You're
World
pretty good
Men's
half,
Curling
guys.
Championship
Careful.
2017. And
Looks really good.
a
5-6
feature match,
match.
USA versus China.
We're all
And
over to the back 8 foot.
China still
Remember, this rock's the worst.
looking to break onto the scoreboard. US up 3-0. China has the hammer here in the third. John Landsteiner throws the stone into the rings.
Zhang Zhaliang from China going to set up that corner guard again, looking to generate some play to the wings, places to hide Chinese stones.
It's definitely not panic stations yet for Team China, is it?
Absolutely not. All they need to do is set up a nice score of 2, simple execution, settle in, pull the USA a little bit closer.
Well, speaking of scoring 2, let's take a look at Switzerland-Sweden. Sweden scored 2 in the first, and let's see what Switzerland can do here in answer. We see 1 red stone belonging to Switzerland in the rings, and here is Benoit Schwartz of Switzerland.
He throws the 4th stones while
really nice.
skip Peter de Cruz
4-5 right here.
calls the tactics. Claudio Patz,
Maybe we tie this
Valentin Tanner
Don't just
need to
switch.
guide this rock right into the paint.
That's good. Well, Lancer. Nice
No
pair, bud.
problem.
So as the late early wind might say, deuces are wild here at the Northlands Coliseum tonight. There's another deuce on the board, so that one's tied. There's a pair of rocks right there right now for Team USA.
够刷子啊！
China going hard for 2 here with the double corner guards. This one slips a little far.
Between a half and a third.
Okay.
So because of those the stagger in the guards, John Schuster saying, well, maybe we can go cross house and double clear them both.
Most important thing for Team USA is to remove 1 of these stones.
There's Matt Hamilton.
Close.
Close. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
Two.
Good
Big
try, Hank.
right.
Good throw.
So it just hit it a little thin for the double takeout.
Take a quick update across all of the sheets. Norway and Germany are tied at 1. Italy and Scotland. Scotland leading 2-0 in the third, and we've just had the update from Switzerland, Sweden. That one is knotted up at 2. In our feature match, USA leading China by a score of 3-0.
3下线，下下线。
Sabadishin.
Looking to throw another corner guard.
And China's really persisting, wanting to set 2 corners all the time. At some point, Ann, do you think they might shift gears and maybe go around a corner earlier or try a freeze or change the tactic up, or do you think they're going to just stick with this 2-guard strategy?
Well, they're hopeful at some point they're going to have to switch from just throwing guards because USA has 2 rocks in the rings and they're going to need to deal with them at some point. They're not in any hurry. We're still in seconds rocks. Matt Hamilton getting a look at another double takeout.
Hard.
Removes both stones, but leaves his own sitting there as a potential corner guard for the Chinese to use. Did about as well as he could do there, though.
Yeah, I think the way the angles worked out, that was as good as they could do. He might have been able to hit a little bit more thinly and come off the back side of this rock here, but he hits it square, does send it into the boards, change the color of the corner guard.
Yellow stones belong to Team USA.
And here's the switch of tactics.
丢也行啊。
Badushen's going to play a little tap, I believe, on the rock on the top of the 4-foot. Just looking to move things to the back side of the tee line.
我。
Maybe just roll under the corner guard as well. But this weight's going to be tough to roll.
Trying to get a little bit of a roll behind that corner.
Oh, and they
and
do a beautiful job.
yeah, that's
half
nice
under there.
execution.
Yeah.
Good result there for Team China, almost burying their own and
Go like hack board.
also pushing the U.S. stones behind the tee. So
Yeah, they
Nice
create
shot.
a nice little pocket back there that Team China can use on their next rock. There you see it.
Tyler George can see about half of this one.
Yep.
Yeah, he said a big half.
Hard. Hard. Hard, boys. Hard.
Front end of Landsteiner and Hamilton working
It's going to be close to
diligently.
the guard. Oh, really close to the guard, but just past it. Nice sweeping there by the U.S. front end.
Great sweep.
Good scrub, great sweep. Front ends all over the ice have been doing that since the start of this championship.
Yeah, we've seen some really impressive sweeping tandems, as you'd expect here at the highest level of the sport. And it's an integral part of the game.
Team China's going to use that pocket in the back of the forefoot. Just going to draw a rock down.
Xiao Jiaming watching intently.
Wants to freeze this.
Yeah, China really needs a bit of a Kickstarter shot to try and generate something and give them some spark. They've just seemed a little bit flat tonight so far, so they're looking for an opportunity to get something going. That's not bad, but
It'll go through.
yeah, Schuster
Yeah.
saying, yeah, we can just wedge it through there.
Just inside
Yeah,
nose.
you can see the red stone.
2/3, you could shoot it straight through. Okay. 3/4 probably really good. You want to
Yeah,
throw this turn?
USA can put it right through the hole. They wouldn't mind ticking those rocks just so long as the Chinese stone leaves the field of play.
Tyler George on his intern. Don't want the jam. They're just trying to wiggle it between these two Chinese stones. This looks pretty good. Great shot there from Tyler George.
Oh, that's really a nice shot.
That is really good.
Give me some.
We talked about the search for perfection, and Tyler's pretty happy with that one, and rightfully so. Look at the roll.
Oh, you're a beauty.
Not only rolls his shooter, but sets the stone in motion behind it and pushes it behind the stones as well. So when you talk about shooting percentages, you generally score shots on a scale of 0 to 4, 4 being perfect and 0 being a total miss, and sometimes you get extra credit. So that might be a 5 out of 4 for Tyler George. Nose hit there from Xia Jiaming, hoping to sit in front of the American stone. Sits half in front of it, but
Still a good shot. Changes the control, pushes the U.S. stone further in the back of the rings.
wry smile from him. He's saying just not quite getting the angles. So close, but just not quite yet.
Yeah, but with each rock, he's getting closer and closer. So, you know,
Finding his range.
he's due for a real big made shot in the next end. And that's something that USA needs to keep in mind. This Chinese team is really tough, and they get better and better throughout each game.
And we've seen that a number of times this week. This Chinese team, they fight really hard, and they'll grind right to the end. Here's John Schuster.
Yep, pretty good. Yep.
China, one of 2 Pacific Asia teams represented here this week, the other team being Japan, qualifying through the Pacific Asia Curling Championship to be here. Nice shot there by Schuster, sits half in front of his own, and the USA lies 3. Team USA looks like they're feeling it tonight, Ann.
Yeah, they really do. They look really easy. They look like it's easy out there. They look very confident. You can hear the laughter, the connection, the easy communication that they've got.
3-point lead doesn't hurt that either, I suppose, but they are just in a nice calm demeanor, nice frame of mind, it seems, tonight.
Yeah, and that's actually very significant. USA is in game 2 of their 4 games in a row. They end the round robin playing 4 of the last 5 draws, all back to back to back to back. And it is a tough set of circumstances. Each team here faces that at some point during the round robin. 4 games in a row. So USA coming off a 3-game win streak in the second game of the 4-game in a row streak. That easy confidence is going to help create some energy and pull them through those last couple of games of the round robin.
So once again, Leah Ray being asked to throw a double takeout. Sets stones in motion, pops them out to the edge of the rings, and creates a little bit more space for himself to score. So China line 1.
Yeah, and he is shot stone. USA will have to contend with that with their last shot here in the 3rd end.
Small risk of a jam. Here we see the US stone in the 8. Xiao Xiaming still able to have a laugh. He says, yep, at some point this game, skipper, I won't make you throw a double.
Right. Yeah, don't worry, I'll be here for you.
Oh, that's fine.
Sometimes that can actually work out to be a positive. We talked about how this Chinese team grinds, and sometimes you just have to hang in a game and your skip kind of bails you out and he keeps you in the game, and at some point you look around at each other and says, I can't carry all night, boys, and it can be a real spark for the team and momentum can shift. Schuster, nice stone there, straight back, safely past his own, and once again, Leo Ray's gonna have to draw to save the end.
Yeah, he's looking at another draw, 2nd end in a row against 2.
Switching gears now, they were looking out turn, but it looks like now they're looking, well, maybe they're gonna make a play on the back stone. Interesting. Could just be the draw, however. Maybe he is just playing the in-turn draw rather than playing the back stone. Smile from John Schuster. That was a nice shot and another good end for Team USA. There we see the shot of the house. 2 stones for sure on the rings. That
this
third
is an
stone,
in-turn draw ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just thinks it's a little more wide open, and it may look more natural on the other turn, but that out turn can run a little bit straight.
Also takes away any risk of over curling and hitting the stone in the top 8 foot. So last stone coming at us now from Leo Ray. Needs a little bit more than full 8 foot to count the point. Remember last end we did a split time and he was 13.7 to the back 4, so he'll be looking 14 flat range at the split time to be at the tee.
And
Well, not far away, 14-2, so the sweepers are pretty happy with this one. Curling past the stone in the top 8, absolutely perfect for China. Right on the nail for Leo Ray, so China is on the board. Nice shot there from Chinese skip Leo Ray to draw the pin. After 3 ends of play, it's the USA 3, China 1.
Nice simple. Commercial break, say whatever you want.
We're underway now in end number 4. Welcome back to the Northland Coliseum here in Edmonton. Live action at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. It's Frauenlob here with Ann Swisshelm. And China finally getting rid of the curse of the hammer, scoring one. And as we enter the fourth end of play, USA has the hammer now, up 3-1. Sometimes you just got to get rid of that hammer.
Yeah, sometimes it gets in your way. I think USA is probably pretty happy to have it back with the successful force of a single point in the third end.
Easy then. Real easy, boys.
Yeah, if you're Team USA and you're writing up the game plan going into this game, if you would have said, okay, get the hammer, score a deuce, steal one, and then force, you'd be saying that's pretty much textbook.
Great game plan is what you'd say.
Attaboy. I just wanted to be too to that. Attaboy.
Let's take a look at this crucial top of the table game between Switzerland and Sweden. There we see a Swiss stone pretty much on the button, half buried, maybe three-quarter buried, so very intriguing end here. And tough shot for Nicodine.
Yeah, he needs to tap that stone back about 2 to 3 feet in order to score 2 points. That's what he's going to be looking to do.
World champion, this is live.
He needs to curl a bit, and they've got the line, they've got the weight.
So the battle of the deuce is yet another one goes on the board, so that's another deuce for Sweden. They go up 4-2. That one looks like it's going to go to the wire end. It's going to be whoever's left standing with the hammer in the 10th.
Both those teams are playing extraordinarily well, and there is a lot on the line for them.
Back to our feature match, John Landsteiner, the USA. And this fourth end is shaping up in a very interesting way. China has got the 2 center guards that they want, but the USA has got one of their own in the scoring area at the top of the 8-foot, fully buried. So this end is going to be quite a delicate battle. That one's a bit of an error, though, by Landsteiner. Comes a bit heavy.
Yeah, looking at his tournament accuracy, that's his playing statistics coming into this game at 82%. He's really playing quite good. One of the things that leads often get tasked with on their teams is throwing maybe a pair of mismatched stones. Leads often throw the same types of shots, but they may be throwing it with different rocks.
Here at 83% for the tournament is Ba. And so, yes, so the poor old lead winds up with the dodgy rocks is what you're telling me, Ann.
Yeah, well, we heard something out of Matt Hamilton in the second end. Remember, that's the worst rock in the building. And he had pointed to...
I know my New Zealand teammate Lauren DePap would always say, sort of our longtime lead, continually complain about saying, if there's ever a bad rock, I got to throw it. You guys are such hot shots, why don't you throw it? Fair point.
Well, the long-time lead, I loved getting the mismatched pair because I did throw the same shots over and over and over again, and it made it more interesting. And I think whatever position you put a mismatched pair of stones, you got to learn to like it.
Yeah.
And Matt Hamilton just missing the double peel.
Nice throw, buddy.
Yeah, that's a phrase you've used a few times this weekend. You got to learn to love what you got.
You really do, and play the reality that's in front of you. It is one of the tricks to really succeeding in this sport.
Not saying, of course, that any of these stones are mismatched, but that's something that the players and coaches, after the games are over for the day, the work of the alternates and the coaches really begins. They pay an awful lot of attention to try and match the stones and really understand in exquisite detail the playing implements that they're going to be using in the next game.
Yeah, and that shot right there from Baduchen, just outstanding. And this is something we've seen from Team China. They throw guards and line them up as good as any team here.
Especially that long guard just over the hog line, which is a really tough one to get right on the center line and line it up because you've got much less trajectory to work with and you have to really change your line. Here's Matt Hamilton.
A second chance at this double clear.
Makes it that time. Still a very long, just slightly off the center line guard for the Chinese to use. But a nice shot there from Hamilton. USA has last rock. They're playing the yellow stones. There we see that the stone thrown by Matt Hamilton is actually now guarding the Chinese stone that's in second shot position.
But it is so long. It is right up near the hog line.
Yeah, plenty of room to navigate around for Team USA.
Now here's the chance. Xiao Xiaoming.
I don't want my
make
skipper
that
to throw a
perfect
double. I
shot.
don't want my skipper to throw a double.
Coming into the tournament at 79%. Struggling just a bit down near the bottom in the statistical ranking for thirds. He has had games as high as 90%, so we know what he's capable of.
Bit of a confidence player, bit of a streaky player. When he gets on a roll, he can be lights out, but has struggled from game to game here. Puts it right in front of his own stone, so that's a pretty good spot. It's going to make it difficult to double off for USA. And there you go.
I was thinking throw it here, truthfully.
Great look at it.
Yeah, that's good.
Even if you nose freeze this, it's great.
Yeah,
That's good.
gotta get a little inside.
So sometimes the best defense is a good offense. John Schuster and Tyler George being asked to play a freeze. And the way Tyler's been playing this week,
Having a very nice week at third position, 86% cut for the tournament coming in.
Whoa!
Yeah. Mine only.
Whoa!
Mine only.
Whoa! Gotta go. Go then. Right here, boys. We're going right to the red here. Easy. Whoa!
Doesn't really want to bump it, just a tiny little nudge. Very nice stone there from Tyler. And now let's take a look now at Italy, Scotland. We see two Scottish stones sitting in the rings, so looks like Amos Mosander is going to have to nose that and stick to score the point, or just draw. Is this a draw? Last stone on its way regardless for Team Italy. Let's take a look.
I think this is a little board weight hit.
Talked about powerful sweeping tandems. This Italian front end are really strong with the brush, and look at that. Ooh, nice move there.
Oh, the danger of being on a slider.
Daniele Ferrazza makes the dodge, and Italy gets the point, so they're back in it. Scotland leading it 2-1. Fancy footwork there from Team Italy. One of their favorite pregame warm-ups is kicking a soccer ball up in the air between each other, and they play a little game to see how often they can keep the ball in the air. They kick it in a little group of 5 or 6, and it's quite a sight to see. Great hand-eye coordination from the Italians. German boys try to do the same. And I asked the German boys, okay, in a game of futsal between Germany and Italy at this tournament, who's going to win? Daniel Herberg told me, yep, Italy, 100%.
I think it's a no-brainer. Well,
Lots of stones clustering up now, getting very intriguing. Let's listen to Tyler George.
he's got nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Pops it just a shade on the high side.
I mean, he's going to have to seriously think about guarding this.
I just can't move this, is all.
That's what I was, what if we played this now?
It still only lies one, and then he still can maybe come in here. But I always have this open rock.
This is his way in.
I know, but I always have, no matter what he does here, I have this rock. If we go here, like Matt says, and this stick just and this goes over here,
half rock here. So
Ty, even if he goes anywhere to do anything, I can use this as a
Do you want to
double.
roll wide, though, or do you want to just leave it up here?
I think we roll wide.
I think you roll like here.
Because right now, hitting this rock, he can't make a double.
Okay.
If you get it under
Can
here, right?
he use this?
What?
Can he use that if this is gone? It kind of makes it tougher for him to use
Right,
that,
because even if he comes in here,
Well,
I still have doubles.
Yeah, this is one less rock.
Although
for him
he
to
is
go
just
behind
going to
with
probably
this.
throw the draw right in here.
Yeah, but you'll have more of this rock if you stick it.
I'll have a little bit more. You got to fin it a little bit.
But
so
this
it gets
rock,
to
we're
here.
not going to have anything out counting it. It's the only problem. Like, I think this might be it, though, too. This is really good, too.
Doesn't he just hit it shade high and double these two yellows?
Maybe. Well, I think, let's do this time.
Yeah, he probably just pockets that.
Yeah.
It's tough to get to the inside for him, though.
Yeah.
Really? No, he
A
doesn't
few
have
options
the
here for
inside
Team
because of this.
USA.
He can't play that shot.
Can't play what shot? Well, if we got to here, he would. Right on the
Plays
nose.
it shade high.
I think this is it.
I think so too.
John Schuster's settling on his favorite call.
Yeah, lots of discussion. They went through all of the options.
Twice.
You thinking control?
I was thinking between control or board.
All right, I can do that.
You like control?
Right in between, like you
I think
said.
with board, you have more room for error.
Right.
Yellowstones belong to the
Solid board.
USA. And
Right in between. where
we
you
think
think
Tyler
like
George is
there.
going to play that top yellow stone, try to hit about half of it with border control weight, drive it onto the Chinese rock.
Yeah, and remember, there's two guards out in front now. And so I think the idea is to go after this while you can still see it.
Whoa! Yeah!
Half a rock, get just to center line, just over,
Want to roll that shooter away to
roll
the
it
wing.
over.
Nice execution there from Tyler George. So that's what they were wanting to play. How's China going to respond?
Nice spot, buddy.
So after that long discussion, nice execution from Team USA. They went through their options, made their choice, and executed it. So once again, danger building for Team China.
Yeah, and they feel it. Front end's down there, taking a look at everything. And remember, Zhang Zhaoliang, front end player, now was a skip at the Worlds just a couple of years ago. Very experienced player.
Yes, he skipped China to the Pacific Asia Championship. So Coach Marcel Rock and the Chinese bench looking on. USA with the hammer, and a couple of options here, but none of them are really attractive. Seems like it's the out-turn draw of some variety. Could be trying to tap his own, could be trying to wiggle it through the court and get behind those overlapped yellow stones. But can't go too deep, otherwise the US will just double them off on the outside. So not a lot of room for error in terms of the destination for this one for Leo Ray, and it seems like every time he's climbed into the hack tonight, and he's had a very precise and high-risk shot to make.
Yeah, he's had a tough look at things. And you can see coming into this event, he's at 79%. Again, probably not where he'd like to be, and considering we have skips as high as 92%, not where he needs to be to contend here. But he is capable of making some great shots, and he's looking for either a little tap or the straight draw through the hole.
They do have some options. It's their own stone they're throwing towards.
Yeah, they're trying to just wiggle that stone in there. Not the angle they were hoping for. I think they were hoping that curled a little bit more and his shooter would come off and go underneath.
A little flick. Down weight in off, but now John Schuster going okay.
I know. I think
Or
this
pounding
is
it.
going to run nice and straight.
He's not going to have a way in.
No, I'm throwing peel. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me throw firm. Give me another half
This
inch.
is a no-doubter. John Schuster knows if he can eliminate both of these Chinese stones, he get a little inside roll, and you can get a pile.
Yeah, I don't know that he needs the inside roll though, Hans. I mean, if there's any way he can sit on the nose of this. China is in a world of hurt. Leo Ray has to play that in-turn draw that he missed in the second end.
Error on the peel side. That doesn't look like a ton of
U.S. with the hammer, looking to score big in this end.
Yeah.
First stone of the end, though, for John Schuster. At 83% for the tournament. Just doesn't want to jam.
Yeah! Whoa! Yes! Yes! Hard! 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 Gotta go!
That's pretty close to perfect for Mr. Schuster. USA is on fire tonight.
Oh, but with that little nudge of the rock and the top of the 8-foot.
There is one get out of jail card for Team China, and that will be the out-turn draw.
Double made and that little nudge right at the end. Watch the USA shooter roll.
Just a little brink right there. Just
And
changes
now
the
all of a
position.
sudden it changes the angles just subtly. This is a tough shot. There's no doubt about the tough shot that's facing Team China. But if
If
they
they
can get a
make it.
rock behind there,
Well defended.
USA may not be able to get it out.
Yeah, might leave them with some kind of a goofy long triple raise or something like that. So Leo Ray, tiny crack in the door. Can he swing the door open for Team China, trying to draw one around? This is one of those telling shots of the game where they make it, could turn the game around for China, and if they don't make it, could be an early night. That light handle of the Chinese, this one will curl. Tyler George ready to sweep it deep in the house. Comes to rest in the back 8-foot, so the USA is definitely lying one, maybe
Team China,
two.
second shot.
Yep, so that reduces the potential damage for the Chinese.
Yeah, I could, right. Maybe 3. So we play it super tight.
Play it tight, try and tap it.
I don't know how I got it. Kinda. We go 5, we're never losing, right? Let's just throw this. Let's play the safe one for 5. For 3 minutes.
Okay, so there was a shot for 3 there on the out turn to follow it down, but there was some risk there. There's a much easier shot to guarantee it to.
Yeah, this.
It's fully buried, so.
Yeah. So I mean, the tap is actually for 5 that they're looking at.
Right.
So this shot here, they're looking to play a split on the rock in the top of the 8-foot. They're looking to set up a score of 3 here.
Yep. So it's a pretty safe 2 and a
Yep.
reasonably good chance for a 3.
Over buried by an inch, so okay.
So John Schuster is saying, nope, we're not going to go for the 5, but we are going to go for the sure 2 and the possibility of a 3 if we can make the split. Just trying to come to that stone at the 8-foot on the center line. First yellow stone. Here we go. Last rock on its way for John Schuster. Trying to score 3.
Back 8's pretty perfect.
Hard then. Hard. Really gotta go.
They're worried about the line. This one might be
Yeah,
over curling.
it's diving at that red stone at the top of the rings.
Go. Hard. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, they just get it by that one, so it is 2 for the USA, but only 2. Sigh of relief for Team China. Could have been a pile, but it turns out to be a deuce, and bit of disappointment. Ordinarily, you're pretty happy scoring 2, but this time the USA knew they could have had more, but they've got a nice 5-1 lead after 4 ends of play.
In the universe that is distinctively curling, the stars have now aligned to deliver the world's ultimate showdown to the world's entertainment capital. Whether you're a storied veteran of events past or a future superfan anxious to attend your first, this is the one. The 2018 World Men's in Las Vegas with our most popular package, the 9-day, 10-night hit and stay for 2 people for just $20.29.
Las Vegas rocks.
Welcome back to the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. You're watching live coverage of the Ford World Men's Curling Championship
Just kind of took a
2017.
weird turn.
Hans Franlop here with Ann Swisshelm in the USA. In the early part of this match, got good strong control. They're out to a 5-1 lead, and John Landsteiner being asked to throw the rock in the rings. Great start for the US, Ann.
Yeah, it really is. And John Landsteiner setting the table actually pretty well for USA, but the difference maker is going to be coming at the 3rd position tonight. Tyler George having an outstanding game, and Xiao Ming struggling for a little bit of high-level execution tonight, and leaving real difficult shots for his skip, Leu Ray.
Tyler's having a really nice game.
And with that, USA, John Schuster had an opportunity in the last end. He had a split to sit 3, a big score of 3, open up the game even more. What USA needs to do is remember that scoring 2 with the hammer is a win in this sport.
Totally.
It's an absolute win. They need to remember that. They can't be disappointed with the loss of that extra point. They need to be really pleased with where they sit. 5-1. And conversely, China needs to just generate some simple execution, string a couple of made shots together, and they can come right back and get back into this game.
Yep, I think that you're spot on, Ann. I think the challenge for the Chinese team tonight is they just really haven't been stringing shots. And so let's see if they can do it here on the fifth end as we head to the halfway point of the 10-end game. We're heading towards the fifth end break. Good chance for us to talk about another curling tournament coming up in about 10 months that these players have got a sideways eye on that they'd be kind of interested in playing in.
Yeah, that's the 2018 Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang, South Korea. And obviously the World Championship on the line here, but the all-important Olympic qualification points. This is the second stage of Olympic points gathering for countries around the world. The first being the World Championships last year, and the last being an relatively open Olympic qualifier for the final two spots.
So the Olympic Games, the World Championships, we've got 10-member associations, 12-member associations competing here, but the Olympic field is a 10-nation field, and there we see Matt Hamilton gassing and attempted clear, so
yeah,
one rock at a time we just heard there. You don't have to do it all at once. Yep. Yeah. Team USA just needing to keep their composure here. They do have a 4-point lead. But anyways, coming back to the Olympics, 10 nations will compete at Olympics. Korea gets a place as the host nation.
Yeah, and China comes into this event without any Olympic qualification points by virtue of the fact that they were not at the World Championship last year. This is a very important event for them. They need to finish quite high up the ladder in order to guarantee their spot at the Olympics at the end of this week. But even beyond that, these teams here getting practice and training and preparing themselves, invaluable experience for this Chinese team. And that is a great shot there, taking full advantage of the miss by Team USA.
So 7 countries will get to Pyeongchang with direct entry through Olympic qualifying points. Korea there is the host nation, and the other 2 places, as Anne referred to, the Olympic qualifier event, which will be held in December. So if you don't make it, if you get to a World Championships or finish 3rd in the Pacific Asia region over the Olympic cycle and don't manage to directly qualify, you get an entry into that Olympic qualifying event. But I can tell you, even though it's a last chance, given the choice between directly qualifying and having to qualify for the OQE, everybody wants to be in that top 7. So this week is really important to these teams. Team USA is in pretty good shape as far as direct entry goes. They finished in 3rd place at last year's World Championships. So bronze medalists there. And boy, sort of an embarrassment of riches here for Team USA.
Yeah.
Nice little pinballs and things going behind guards, and things are really going their way tonight.
Yeah, John Schuster just said it was a little dirty, sorry. But as we know in curling, round things hitting round things, interesting things happen, and everything is, everything counts. Slop counts.
Slop counts. Maybe Joe better buy another 50-50 ticket. All right, let's update Switzerland-Sweden, and this is a key game. 7-1 teams facing each other, and Sweden with a 4-2 lead in the 4th end, and we see 2 Swedish rocks in the back of the house, so Benoit Schwartz now has to outdraw those to save the end, so a force opportunity here for Team Sweden. Benoit's been really impressive at the 4th stone position for Switzerland this week. Just a cool customer. And
so steady, so calm. And these sweepers really have done an outstanding job for him.
Puts it right on the forefoot to get his point, but a bit of a moral victory there for Nicodine and Team Sweden. There's the force. Let's take a look now at Italy, Scotland, and David Murdoch now for Scotland. Those Redstones belong to the Italians, so a very difficult shot here for Murdoch. We saw a fantastic shot just before this from Amos Mosaner, making this very difficult for David Murdoch. And this Scottish team, we talked about Olympic qualification, and this is going to be, they're in a very precarious position as far as direct entry goes.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Dave Murdoch is faced with a super tough situation. He needs part of the button for a score of 1. Doesn't come up with it, but even more tough is the fact that Scotland comes into this event in the 7th position for Olympic points.
Right on the bubble.
And they are sitting at 3 and 5 in the round robin. They're in danger of being in the bottom 4. There's a chance that the mother nation of this sport is going to be in the final Olympic qualifier in December without some extraordinary performance from Team Scotland in the last couple of games of this round robin.
Just as you're saying, and there's a look at the standings as we enter this game. In Scotland at 3 and 5, ranked level 8, and the Germans are only one in the win column behind them. So they certainly can't afford any further losses. Otherwise, they are in the danger zone as far as direct entry and direct qualification. Other countries in the bubble zone were Switzerland, but conversely, Peter de Cruz and his teammates are putting on a very nice performance this week.
Yeah, they're really rolling. They look very comfortable, as we just saw. Switzerland's very comfortable out there.
But this is the game within the game, really. The teams are looking to get themselves to the playoffs here this week, obviously, but they're also keeping a really close eye on that Olympic point qualification table. There's a nice shot there from Xiao Xiaoming, moving those 3 stones around the ring. And
yeah, this is a nice repositioning. 3 USA stones in control spot at the top of the forefoot.
bing, 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 and away they roll.
Now they're all gone, and USA is forced to deal with a stone on the side of the 12-foot.
Kind of out there in the wilderness a bit, isn't it?
Hard! Yep! Hard! Yep! Hard! Whoa! Whoa! All the way over.
Very nice shooting there by Tyler George. He's having a really nice game.
Yeah, and that's a great shot to roll to bite part of the forefoot.
So the Yellowstones belongs to the USA. China's got the hammer, but really nothing going here.
Yeah, they do have a corner guard, and that's what they're going to try and use with their third last stone here. After the nice repositioning shot he just did, looking for a delicate guard, a delicate draw underneath this guard. They know they won't be shot, but they want to be completely hidden and force USA to make a difficult shot.
Nice shot there from Xiao Xiaoming.
Really nice shot.
Just in that.
If I ever go like this and stack here, that's the only way we're ever giving up 3. I mean, I guess we give up 3 coming here.
All the way open.
Not really. If it came off the side of this, it just kind of sat here. How much you got out here?
So we can hear John Schuster's thinking. The only thing that gives
Like
us
here,
a risk
Jess?
of dropping 3 is chasing this one on the outside and jamming
Yeah,
it.
almost half. Just draw. You okay with this? Yep. One here?
Goes to his instinct to say, okay.
I mean, even if we go here, right? He taps it, are we going to be in tough?
No, it's just going to tap and sit right here. Then you
Right.
can throw one here.
Well, it's against 3 though. So he taps it, it'll be in third. That is fine. Right here. Might even be too much ice, actually.
I mean, yeah, it's
USA mindful that they've got a 4-point lead here, so this is really about avoiding the Chinese taking any more than 2.
What's that?
Don't worry about freezing. Just throw a 5 under the guard.
Yeah. He's got to get corner under the guard. Doesn't really have to freeze. Jeez, I could almost hit that dang thing.
It looks a little bit more attractive at the hack end for John now. He's
Yeah,
sort
he
of
says, dang, I could almost hit that thing. And then he shakes it off and he says,
What am I
no,
thinking?
this is the right call.
It's tempting. It's a teaser. Schuster returns to the out-turn draw, trying to tuck underneath that corner guard.
Line's good. 93. Where we at? 5. We're really close.
Lot of room. Line's no good.
Lot of room.
Line's not good.
5. Still ton.
Stone has a lot of curling to do,
terrible.
well by the guard.
Steiner? Yep. We can wait. We can wait. Yep. You gotta go. You gotta go to Barry.
Hard.
Go. Go. Okay.
Sweeping for the maximum amount of curl, sits up beside the Chinese stone.
Yeah, but really good communication there on the line, on the weight of that shot.
No, you got more.
Still leaves China with a pretty tough shot. One that's being lined up. I think it is available to Team China with about board weight.
Looking to make a play on the stone that John Schuster just threw.
They need to get just inside a nose to make the double takeout and sit 2 underneath that corner guard.
So if Liu Ray could cash this in, maybe a chance for the Chinese to generate multiple points and possibly a 3. That would get them right back in this game. While Liu's setting up. Just back to that Italy-Scotland game, we shouldn't forget that the Italians are still in the playoff hunt here.
Right.
So we talked a lot about Scotland, but let's talk about Italy as well. Having a great week. Back to our feature match. Liu Ray trying to get to the nose of this.
Must be close, must be close.
Oh, nice shot there by Liu. Has he pushed it far enough for second shot? No. And maybe not even shot. Just needed a little thinner contact on the backstone. So close. But yeah, John Schuster saying, we're shot. And there's a good look at it. That yellow stone to the right of the screen picture as we're looking at it here is the shot stone, according to John Schuster. That changes the complexion entirely of what he's going to play here.
Absolutely. It still doesn't lessen the pressure. He sits anywhere above tee line or high. China's got a double for 3. If he happens to sit short or through the rings, China's got an in-turn tap. It is on the outside of the sheet. Both going to be tough options.
But makeable. So what's position A here then? Is it on the tee line or just past it?
I think level with the stone that's shot behind the 2 Chinese stones. So it's going to be just behind the tee line.
Stone on its way for John Schuster.
Gotta be 8. Can't be 7, has to be 8. 5. Gotta go then. Gotta be behind the team.
So it's on the sweepers now. They think the stone
Yeah,
is a
they're
little
really
bit
going.
lighter.
Take a look, take a look. Take a look.
But happier with it now.
Whoa.
It's got lots of momentum.
Sit. Sit. What spot? Did we really do that? No way. Come on. 5?
5? Really? Top 4?
It was a 5. We pounded it, says Matt. It was a 5. We're that good.
We are that good. And you mentioned the rotation. John's draws have got a little bit more rotation than Tyler, so his draws do carry a little bit further, don't they?
Yeah, and it's not just, we talked a little bit about what happens to trajectory, to distance based on rotation. So that rock likely would have been a 5 out of Tyler George's hand.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's John Schuster's rock that the front end is judging.
Yeah.
And
They get it rolling.
they
get it
may have
moving.
missed that judgment, obviously. I mean, as Skip John Schuster may
Did we
have
do that?
referenced. But now we've got a fun little shot here for Team China.
Yeah, we do.
They're going to play an out-turn kind of tap. They're looking to hit, I don't know, maybe about a third of the rock they just threw and bounce both of them in.
Get both of them in motion, sort of a half angle raise, half double split to try and roll 2 stones towards the 4-foot area and maybe count 2.
Yeah, this is just this has the potential to be a great example of how lively these rocks are and how great this ice is.
So last stone coming at you now from Liu Ray of China. Trying a really delicate little angle tap and roll, trying to get 2 stones in motion to maybe count 2.
Yeah, and this would give them nice momentum going into the 5th end break.
Have to get by the guard first, but oh my gosh, they're all over it. So the wheels falling off for Team China, and it is a steal of 2 for the USA. Disaster for the Chinese. But if you're a fan of the USA, it's delight for you. Everything is going your way tonight. So after 5 ends, we go to the 5th end break, and the USA now with a dominant 7-1 lead. Highlights of our feature match. China versus the USA in the first end. Best possible opportunity for the start for the Team USA. Open house to draw to for US skip John Schuster.
Guys, come on, it's heavy.
I'm just going based on reps. Took a long time to get to that
A bit of discussion about the weight, no doubt about it, right on the button. So it's a deuce to open the account for Team USA in the third end. Facing 2 and maybe 3 American stones, it's Chinese skip Leo Ray has to really draw the button to save the end. Just squeezes by that stone in the 8-foot and right on the nail. So nice shot there for China to get them on the board. In the fourth end again, US stones clustered along that center line. So John Schuster here with a chance to try an angle split to maybe get 3. But the stone over curls and makes the tap. It's a score of 2 for the US. Slightly disappointed that they didn't get the 3, but puts them really in strong control of the game. And at the 5th end break, the USA is leading it by a 7-1 score. Updates now between Italy and Scotland. Here we see 3 red Italian stones all across the back of the 8-foot. So David Murdoch now being forced to make a draw against 3. Joel Retornaz and his Italian foursome playing this Scottish team really tough tonight. Murdoch throws it into the top of the 4-foot, but it's a force for the Italians. Scotland leads it at the 5th end break. They're up 3-2. Another update for you now. Switzerland and Sweden trading deuces. We've seen the force in the 4th, and last stone here now for Swedish skip and world champion Niklas Edin. Brushers are pretty cautious. This one's got a bit of weight. Needs a piece of the 4-foot. Will it stay? Oh, yes, it does. Comes up to arrest now. Fully on the button. So nice shot there by Nick Edin to score as 1, but after the Swedish force, the Swiss force right back. So that one is a very tight contest. But here we see the other games. The Germans are ahead of the Norwegians, 5-3 on sheet A. They're playing in 6. Scotland 3-2 over the Italians. Our feature match, USA with a handy 7-1 lead over Team China. There we see Coach Marcel Rock saying to his guys, new game, second half, start it up, do it again. And Sweden with that 5-3 lead over the Swiss. John Schuster, Derek Brown, teammates, and here are the shooting percentages and the statistics after 5 ends. And one of those deals where the U.S. has got a pretty significant edge, both statistically and look at the stolen point department.
Yeah, and if you look at that hit percentage for Team China, they're really struggling in getting the broom in the right place, getting the line correct, and it's given USA just a really huge opportunity.
Well, there's a face that curling fans will know, the Team USA cap of Joe Polo there among Team USA. And Joe's face is out there now, and Joe's face is also on the ice. The U.S. have actually made a lineup change here, and their alternate player, Joe Polo,
Steiner was throwing like
has come onto the ice to replace John Landsteiner. So with a 6-point lead, is this just maybe a chance to, you talked about that 4-game stretch that they're in the middle of, to maybe conserve a little energy?
Yeah, and also to test their systems in case a lineup change would be forced on them due to an illness or an injury. This is a system that teams need to be comfortable with. It's not the ideal set of circumstances to change a lineup, but knowing that you have a player that can come in and play in any position. Joe came into the game earlier today. He came in for Matt Hamilton. He only played an end, but he played it quite well. Now this is a situation where he's coming in to throw lead rocks. He's coming in cold. and really throws a beautiful shot.
Just throw it on the floor, nothing to it. Joe is a very accomplished player. He's represented the USA not only in four-person men's competition, but also in mixed doubles as well.
Yeah, and as we're seeing the top performer for Team China tonight in Zhang Zhaliang, he has thrown all of these corner guards. He's thrown them quite well. And you can see it in the shot percentage at 95%.
Yep, he's having a very nice game, trying to get it set up, but we mentioned the Chinese inability tonight to string shots in succession and just not cashing them out. So here's Joe Polo. Talked about Joe's winning day today. So chance to maybe get one more win before bedtime tonight.
Heads down and go then.
Go ahead. Down the paint.
Two. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You got the paint. Go ahead.
John Schuster resurrecting his lead days to runs out to join the sweeping.
Yeah, he's familiar with sweeping Joe Polo's rocks as they were teammates. Beautiful shot, actually, as it turns out.
Yeah. Teammates at the 2006 Torino Winter Olympics, where they both gathered bronze medals with Pete Fenson.
And Sean Rojeski was their other teammate.
That's right.
Scott Baird was fifth. Now looking to even this up, Badu Shen, Xiao Xiaoming
China
taking that rock to a beautiful spot. Perfect location.
Yeah, China sticking with that two-corner strategy, Ann.
Yeah, they need to. I mean, being down by so many points, they have got to generate as much opportunity for offense as possible.
Matt Hamilton, after missing an attempted clear attempt in the previous end, is going to look to bear down and make sure he makes the clear this time. With the big weight thrown by Hamilton, no problem to roll his shooter out of play. Nice job there by Tyler George, alertly sweeping the stone to the barrier.
That one pretty good, I thought. Good sweep. You prefer this side?
Here's Bob Shin.
Just one of the most beautiful techniques in all of curling. That delivery is so simple, so clean. May have been a little too clean on this one. They're waiting. It's going to stop in a nice spot, though.
Nice easy trip for the sweepers there. Throws it cold just short of the rings. Hamilton again being asked to clear the guards.
Yeah, at the second position, he's throwing that big weight, that up weight, making sure he hits, rolls right out of play.
So, good execution from Team USA. And what kinds of things would they be talking about at the fifth end break? You've got a 6-point lead. You're going to make a player substitution. How are you actually talking about those kinds of things? It's not a situation you find yourself in very often. So how do you deal with it?
It's pretty unusual, and I'm sure the coaching staff reminded Team USA to keep staying in the moment. Don't go to the outcome just yet. It's not over. You still have 5 ends to play, and if need be, 6, right? It's unlikely with this kind of a lead at this level of play, but you know, possibilities are out there for Team China.
Yeah, still some rocks in play here, which will suit Team China.
So,
I mean, the fact that this is, probably not. So just stay over here.
Yeah, they draw under. They draw
Split
under.
either roll wide or roll out.
All right, normal.
Yeah.
Easy. Whoa.
Tyler
you-
George now being asked to clear a guard.
yep, USA was reminded to stay on task, simple execution, keep pushing for every inch, whereas China likely was reminded, same thing,
Yep.
same thing.
Yep.
Just stick at it. Maybe you'll be given a little bit of an opportunity, maybe a reminder on some tactics or communication goals that they had before the game. Now we can see a little bit of where the trouble's happening for Team China.
Xiao Xiaoming at 70% for this game. He has had his challenges tonight.
Yeah, and he's facing a really high-performing 93% playing Tyler George from Team USA.
So that matchup being one of the difference makers here tonight so far. But as Ann said,
Yeah, and just really not connecting with the speed of the ice tonight.
Feeling this?
I think it's still a peel, isn't it? Are they going to use it now?
What's that?
They're still going to use it, right?
Well, yeah, unless we go, yeah.
What were you thinking?
I mean, we could do this too, actually. It might be better.
Just make sure the peel.
Yeah, make sure it's top.
Peel first. Peel first.
I'll call the rest.
there we see the 93% for the match so far for Tyler George. Ratcheting up his already impressive tournament scoring average. Trying to peel. Makes the roll. Rolls across the top of the other stone and out to the edge of the 12-foot. John Schuster saying, yeah, I wouldn't mind a third one on there. An embarrassment of riches for Team USA tonight. So now Team China searching for any way that they can possibly generate a deuce, which they're desperately needing to get somehow back into this game. Right now, there's only one team in it.
Yeah, no, this is a tricky call. We saw Xiao Xiaoming throwing an inside-out draw this last time. It's a fast spot on the ice. He slips through the rings. Now he's coming the hard curling way, trying to draw around these two U.S. stones.
Sits in
Just
front
a
of the
little
top
light.
stone.
Maybe took a little bit of weight off.
One of those nights.
Yeah, it may happen for even the best players in the world. I mean, if you think about it like golf, and you go on any given weekend in a golf tournament, the best player in the world could miss the cut.
That's fine.
It's how you connect in golf with usually the putting surface. Curling ice is very similar to a putting green in that it is unique. There are spots that you have to manage. And someone who's managing it quite well tonight is John Schuster.
Yeah, don't want to put the commentator's curse on John, but he is having a blinder tonight.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, the statisticians have him at 100%. I know there's probably one rock he'd like back, and that was the split for 3.
Yep.
He still made the tap for 2, and they gave him full marks. But other than that, John has been absolutely perfect.
So the Chinese yet again facing a situation where they're having to really scrap and claw at really remote possibilities to try and generate even a score, let alone a score of 2. Well, now we're talking about rock matching. Leo Ray saying, I want the other one.
Yeah, and this might be a situation. Skips sometimes like to have one rock that curls a little bit more than the other. They generally prefer that they are perfectly matched for speed.
Yep.
So, and as we can see, 100% shooting John Schuster versus 68% shooting Leo Ray is significant impediment to the Chinese performance right now.
In fairness to Leo,
Yes,
he
he's
been looking at some mighty terrifying prospects every time he's been finding
double
in the hack tonight.
takeouts, draws against 4. They have not been easy. Not been easy.
Sweeping now to try and hide something behind that stone in the 12-foot, but he slides to the back 8, so the U.S. is lying 1.
Yeah, and the angles are not good.
Well, I could just freeze to it too.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Edge drop, peel it off.
Okay, so he has some options. He could just draw down to it for second shot, but
You can see over half of it, so.
yeah, he'll just throw a hit and just try to remove it and roll away. Doesn't want to leave his own stone there for China to draw to, so you heard John say, I just want to peel it out.
set that back a little bit. Opportunity for China, possibly. Oh, no, he's got a piece of it. You could see that right at release. It's a good thing not a single brush went down on that.
Little nervous sighs of relief from Team USA, including skip John Schuster. Let's
Yeah.
watch his release really carefully here, and the
And
intern.
popped it out just
Whoa.
right at release. John said it. He said it out loud. He said it quick. That's something I recommend to all you young players out there. If you know you've done something at release, you are the first source of information as the shooter.
That's right. You
Go
know best.
ahead, tell him. Tell him.
My bad.
Tell him what you did. And you might get a full marks make out of it.
That's true. 4 out of 4 the hard way for John Schuster, but last rock on its way now for Leo Ray, yet again having to draw against multiple U.S. counters to save an end. Seems like it's been that situation all night for Leo Ray.
Yeah, and this is weight. Line looks really good. Zhang Jialiang and Ba Duchen needing to put this rock into the forefoot. They do so with proficiency.
Yep, right onto the button again for Leo Ray. So it's a point to China, but a very long road back for this Chinese team. The USA in firm control. They get the hammer back. So as we complete 6 ends of play, USA 7, China 2.
In the universe that is distinctively curling, the stars have now aligned to deliver the world's ultimate showdown to the world's entertainment capital. Whether you're a storied veteran of events past or a future superfan anxious to attend your first, this is the one. The 2018 World Men's in Las Vegas with our most popular package, the 9-day, 10-night hit and stay for 2 people for just $20.29.
Las Vegas rocks.
A look around here on a Wednesday night at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. You're enjoying live action here at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. Feature match, China versus the USA. Hans Frauenlob here with Ann Swisshelm, and 5 up with the hammer, playing 7. If you would have said to John Schuster and his teammates before the game, would you take that? They'd probably say in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's a pretty enviable situation for any team at this level to be up by that amount. This is a pretty challenging shot for Joe Polo. The tick shot.
Welcome to the game, Joe. Throw a tick.
That's by it. Jesus Christ, John. That's hackless. I didn't realize you're that much, Joe. Sorry, buddy.
John cursing himself
Yeah.
as well as the weight of the stone.
That's right, beating himself up on the sweep read there. Let's take a look at the update games. So we've got Norway against Germany. Germans with a 5-3 lead. Red Norwegian stone there. In the back of the forefoot, so this would appear to be a draw for 2 for Stefan Wallstad.
Yeah, a very pivotal 6th end. Even up this game, keep the hammer in the home ends.
We talked about the importance of rankings and placings, and the Norwegians also trying to get as many Olympic points as they can. So even though they're at 3 and 5, this is a hugely important game for them.
And a nice draw there from the rookie skip, Wallstad.
So that one's all tied up. Now let's take a look at this important game between Sweden and Switzerland. Sweden with a 2-point lead.
And sitting 2 in the rings.
Okay, so another challenging shot here from Benoit Schwartz. So Benoit Schwartz yet again just calmly drilling the forefoot to score a point. But Sweden with their nose just slightly in front, so they get the hammer back up 5-4. And now let's look at the other match on the action here. Italy, Scotland. Scotland leading it 3-2, and a tough shot here for Amos Mosaner. He's having to draw behind a pile of rocks.
Yeah, and he's got to navigate a port and a couple of Scottish counters.
So nice job by Team Scotland to set this up. We saw a great hit and roll by Dave Murdoch just before this shot to set themselves up. Let's see what Mosaner can do. This one's a little bit warm. Gets a bit of contact, but it spills away, and it is a steal of 1. So 1 point to the Scots, and a big steal in the context of that game, a tight contest, and the Scots jump out to a 2-point lead.
Yeah, and USA versus China. USA having the opportunity to make a couple appeals. Matt Hamilton looking for a double takeout here.
Red stones belonging to China, and we see Hamilton have a chance to rip 2 Chinese stones if he can get the angle right.
Yes! Whoa! Yes! Whoa!
It's close. Oh, nice shot there by Hamilton, and a good read there by John Schuster as well.
You got a game? You got a game over here.
Matt
Hamilton, yeah, I was going to say, he's a
doing-
bit of a character, and
Yeah.
he's chatting with his German friend there at the hog line,
Giving us a
Manuel
little,
Walter.
giving us a little free play-by-play commentary. So Matt multitasking out there. Some would say, you know, keep your focus on the game, Matt, but that's just the way that he keeps his focus, isn't it? He just
Yes. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of energy, needs to keep it going, and it actually makes him a better player, a better teammate. And Matt's going to need that energy as we get a look at sister Becca Hamilton and Matt's fiance. Matt and Becca Hamilton go from this event to the World Mixed Doubles Championship being held in Lethbridge
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. So yeah, that energy, Matt's going to need quite a bit of it.
Great opportunity for the USA to take a shot at qualifying for the Winter Olympics also in mixed doubles. That mixed doubles world championship will be the final Olympic qualifier.
Yes,
mixed doubles coming on to the Olympic program for the very first time in Pyeongchang.
Yeah, some USA fans. As we've said, USA Olympic qualification is riding on the Hamilton family shoulders.
No pressure.
Becca just got off the Women's World Championship, where they finished 5th. Matt here, and then Matt and Becca right back at it for Olympic qualification at the mixed doubles.
That's a pretty big 6 weeks, isn't it? Between Women's World Championship, Men's World Championship, Mixed Doubles World Championship.
Yeah, and
Nice come around there by
Xiao Xiaoming turned the corner here tonight.
Yeah. We've seen him play well in this tournament, and nice come around guard there. Come around draw rather around the guard. So now Tyler George will be asked to clear that front stone.
Lead. Watch the other one.
USA in a situation here where,
It's good.
even though they don't want to drop 2 in the context of the game, from a risk reward point of view, it would be okay.
Yeah, they
They just
they're
don't want to
okay.
drop a 3.
2 is acceptable, is
Yeah.
the kind of phrasing that the players would use.
They don't want that, of course, but that's the worst possible result that they'd accept. China, on the other hand, about the only acceptable thing for them, down 5 with the hammer, is a score of 2.
Yeah, they really have to have a 2 here.
So they're going to try to use that Yellow guard stone just coming into our picture as protection. They got to get by it first, though.
Yeah, really great shot selection. Just
Bad execution.
Missed sweep call.
Yeah, just missed the sweep call there.
uh,
That's disappointment.
it really is. I mean, I'm disappointed. We've seen this team play so well, and I really like the shot selection that they're bringing. It's just they're on the wrong side of the inch execution-wise tonight. But let's give credit to Team USA. They are making some high-level shots.
They sure are. Here's
They
Tyler
are
George.
putting the pressure on China.
Let her go. Come on. Trying to stay.
Yeah, they would have liked this stone to hang around, but job one is done. They removed the shot rock.
Normal, almost.
So now a chance for Leo Ray to perhaps tap, perhaps come around, perhaps split. This might be the best opportunity to play the split if you're going to get the chance to do it, Ann.
Yeah, it is a tough kind of a split.
You have to catch it really thin.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see if they play the split to play that over the top, but I think he's going to play the come around now and
Yep.
hope to have the split on his last.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When do you get a second crack at it? The choice is the come around. If the stone over curls, the split could become a plan B option.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the challenging part of this end for China is that USA is going to have most of the 8-foot to draw to.
Yeah. So you're trying to do whatever you can to
Distract
Distract the
USA.
US.
I
That's
mean,
exactly
that's
the
really
word I
what you're
was
doing
looking
here.
for, exactly.
You're looking to distract them from,
look, there's a squirrel.
yeah.
John Schuster says, I'll ignore the squirrel. I'll just throw it in the 8-foot and get my point. So Chinese trying to steal desperately. Like I said, they're really trying to steal two, but it's just not happening here.
If I get, I have to
He's
get
gonna
8
go around it.
Right. So I think we want to stay away from the button. I think we go this way.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like
Let him come around this one. And I draw the button.
Yeah. Feel?
Yeah.
Good. We're not even trying to keep it.
Yeah.
Even dead nose ain't terrible, is it?
He goes around it.
Yep, that's exactly
Cuts
right,
the
Tyler.
most house off for you.
Don't really want to leave it on the nose. Like to hit it on the brush side. And
You get
Try
the
to hit
most
what,
house to
2/3?
draw to it, this is gone.
2/3 perfect or half or what?
If you want to stay,
Yeah.
thick half.
Okay.
so a chance here to use that Chinese stone just to the left of Tyler George's brush as a bit of a redirector.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes.
Not really that necessary for the U.S. to stay in the rings here, but job one is to get rid of that stone, and they do. Nice shot there by Schuster. The U.S. lies one.
Yeah, and a nice call there by Tyler George. Tyler's just showing a tremendous amount of confidence in the house, how he's working with John.
He draws behind it, you draw the lid.
Now it is last chance saloon gamble time here for Team China. U.S. has got the hammer here, and you're drawing around a stone that's on the wing in the 12-foot and trying to go behind it and get shot. You're going to leave the USA the full 8-foot, and boy, oh boy, if you slide a foot deep, it's a draw for two.
Yeah, and you're hoping that John Schuster falls for this, plays the run, and misses it.
You're probably hoping that John Schuster falls.
Yeah, I guess.
China in tough here against Team USA tonight.
But for any of these teams, regardless of where they sit on the scoreboard and where they sit on the standing at this point, you need to learn as much as you can about yourself, about the ice, and how to make shots at this level.
Leo Ray.
That's a nice shot.
Yep.
It's a bit of a teaser. I think John can see quite a bit of it.
You know what, Ty, I'm going to throw intern even.
He's going to throw in turn. Why, John?
You can put it less and let's throw intern.
I don't think I like that.
I don't think I like that either, Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler's going to keep John focused. And the reason why we don't like that is because
Brings the guard into
there's
play.
no need to make this shot any harder than it is.
Yeah. He's got an open hit here. He doesn't even have to stick around.
Right, he doesn't need to get any more clever than hitting a rock that's wide open.
Exactly right. Here it comes, John Schuster.
Hard, hard, hard.
A little bit narrow. Matt Hamilton working this really, really hard. And
Pretty
he hit
happy
the
with it.
clean.
Whammo. There goes the Chinese stone. The U.S. stone rolls out, but they don't really care. They just wanted to score, and it's a score of 1 for Team USA. And the Chinese have said, that's enough. We can't make it all the way back, so they concede defeat, and it is a victory to the USA, a comprehensive one. John Schuster and Team USA roll on with an 8-2 win over China.
Great game. Clinic, boys. That's how you do it.
Serious one. I'm just so bad at that.
Do it good.
I'm not an inside-out player. Never will be.
Appreciation from the fans here in Edmonton for Team USA. Thumbs up from John Schuster. There we get a chance now then with the early completion of USA versus China to pick up the action in this crucial match between Sweden and Switzerland. Both of these teams coming into this game at 7-1 in the one-loss department, and Sweden with a narrow 5-4 lead here in the game. Play in the 7th end, and so we'll be picking up the action here. So bonus coverage for you tonight, live from Edmonton. It's the World Men's Curling Championship 2017. Wednesday night action. Heading to the business end of the round robin. Teams jockeying for playoff position, and these are two of the teams very much in the thick of that. So here we are now on sheet D. Sweden playing the yellow stones, Switzerland playing the red stones, and so tricky situation here for Benoit Schwartz and Peter de Cruz. Peter's the skip, he plays at the second stone position, and Benoit throws the last stones. Nicodine in the background. His third player, Oscar Eriksson, surveying the action.
C'est pas facile d'arriver avec la garde. Il faudra avoir la vitesse assez nature.
We got confirmation on the stone colors. Sweden with the hammer, so 1 stone to come for Benoit Schwartz. So they're taking their time. This is a crucial shot in the game. Looks to me like Benoit says we've only got the freeze, we have to throw it there. Trick for the Swiss is going to be navigating that Swedish stone at the front of the forefoot. So after a close opening round loss to Team Canada, the Swiss have won 7 in a row, but they're in tough here against former world champion, current world champion, Nicolas Edin. So now Benoit Schwartz has to freeze a stone in the back of the button.
Laissez un peu large. Wow, on est sur la garde. Non, 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 non. Mais, non, même pas nettoyer. Non, non. Non, on est dessus.
Sweeper's not laying a brush to it. Is he by that guard? No, he clips it. Disaster for the Swiss. trying the attempted freeze, and that one just ran straight and tracked, and you can see the disappointment in the eyes of Benoit Schwartz. He knows this is handing Nicholas Edin a chance to grab this game by the throat.
Jag vill inte sladda ut lika hårt som den där 73 som man behöver eka, så jag vill göra en bättre sätt.
3 Swedish stones already in the scoring position, and maybe a 4th. So Nicholas Edin drawing for a bundle here. Three at least, drawing for a 4th and maybe a 5th. Swedish front end players. Sundgren and Rana saying no problem there. And the Swiss concede defeat. It is a score of, we believe, 5, but it really doesn't matter because Team Switzerland concedes defeat to Team Sweden. So Nicholas Edin, after that unfortunate freeze attempt by Benoit Schwartz, crashes the guard, cashes in, and Sweden rolls on, acknowledging the fans. Very popular player here in Canada, Nicholas Edin and his teammates, and Team Sweden now grabs sole possession of 2nd place in the tournament by virtue of a crucial victory over Switzerland. Well, how do you like that? So we're bringing a real buffet of curling to you tonight here in the Northlands Coliseum. We've seen the USA defeat China, and you've just witnessed Sweden with a huge score of 5 to defeat the Swiss. And now we're going to swing over to Sheet C and pick up the match between Scotland and Italy. David Murdoch and his Scottish foursome against Joel Retornas and Team Italia. We spoke earlier in the show today about the Olympic qualification implications for Scotland, and so David Murdoch and company desperately need this win. Greg Drummond, Scottish 3rd. Or Scott Andrew, apologies. We're on 2nd stone still in this end. Right on the nose. Scotland up 3, but Italy has the hammer here on end number 8. There is Scott Andrews, and a look at the player percentages, and dead even.
Wow, 8s are wild for Scott
Andrews.
Andrews. 88, 88, 88.
Yeah, we saw Team China tonight. 8's a very lucky number in China, and that's a pretty prevalent number in this game.
Linea. Oh. Sit. Linea. Hard. Linea. 5-2. Vira linea.
Corazza and Mosan are on the brushes.
And Andrea Pilzer. I'm going to create a little bit of space.
Okay.
Get underneath that corner guard.
It's all the same, is it? Same weight. Whoa. Here more. No more. Yep. 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 Same weight. Whoa. Whoa.
My good fellow on the brush.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Nice inside roll there for Scott Andrews. Creates an interesting stagger and some angles here, but
Sure does. It actually gives Italy a chance to, they could just put a rock right behind this. Use that stagger as a guard.
come to the back of the forefoot. It appears to me like Joel is electing instead to try a double takeout, so not the most offensive play, and pretty conservative play. They still got that corner guard, perhaps thinking that try to take the play over in that direction to try and generate their deuce. 8th end to play, so very important that Italy scores in this end, and they're really wanting a pair. They need to stick around here, though. They can't roll out of the house.
Yeah, and that's the challenge with that. Now, I mean, even with that rock sticking around a little bit, it might give Dave Murdoch a chance to peel the corner guard. He's going to just go for the rock in the rings.
Outside, I think. Yeah.
Scotland up 3, and so with a free pass at the stone in the rings, Murdoch electing to hit it instead of ripping the guard. If Greg Drummond ever came inside, he would at least peel the guard, so there's some options here for Scotland.
He does see all of that rock and more.
Yeah. Guard shouldn't be a factor at all, and it's not.
And just hitting and rolling out.
So Italy again looking to try a hit and roll their way behind the guard as opposed to trying to draw behind the guard. Some would argue that the hit and roll is a tougher shot. But I suppose the Italians are thinking we also have to open up the scoring area a little bit as well.
If I could send good thought vibes to the Italians, it would be you have to score 2 here. You have to score 2 here, and the opposition rocks can be your friend. Go ahead, leave them around, and you know that Amos Mozaner can throw the big weight. He can make precise triple and double and quadruple takeouts, as we've seen. Use Joel Retornaz's rocks here at 3rd as setup shots, freeze to rocks. You know, now we've got wide open hits. Scotland's really happy with this.
Yeah, it really does reduce the degree of difficulty for Team Scotland.
Yep.
Greg Drummond quite happy to throw open hits all night.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Okay. Nice.
Right on the nose.
Good scope, though.
Vai male così. Tiro un po' più forte prima, eh?
Controllo, man.
So once again to the well here for Team Italy. Appearing again to try the hit and roll. They could consider coming around this stone or around the corner guard, but
Yeah, I'd just like to see a freeze. I know it really doesn't matter how much what I would like to see,
yeah.
but you've got to get rocks in play, and you've got to stick around.
And this one is going to roll out of the ring, so
And
disaster for the Italians, frankly, and I would say now is the chance for the Scots, if they wanted to just rip the corner, but now Dave Murdoch thinking, oh, well, maybe we can get a force here, and there we see in the shooting percentages. Greg Drummond having a slight statistical edge on Joel Retornas, but interesting discussion here from Team Scotland, 3 up.
Well,
why would you not just rip the guard?
well, because you rip the guard, you know they
Freeze.
play the freeze.
Yep.
So you draw the other side. They could still play the freeze, but Italy's showing a little bit of strange tactics.
Yeah, they're really not going to the maximum on offense that they need to generate a pair.
Like he goes round. Even if he went round, I've just got to put another one in play.
So it does look like the Scots are looking just to split the house with the draw.
Yeah, and I think,
It's a smart play.
yeah, and Dave wants to sit above the tee line, biting the forefoot. He's talking about going even, but I don't think he needs to. Even if the double was attractive.
Yeah, chances are the Italians are still going to be playing some kind of a freeze, isn't it? So going deep doesn't really help the Scots that much.
Yeah.
Mosaner would be likely to try and follow it down with a freeze. There we see young Amos Mosaner, the 4th stone of the Italian team, along with skip Joel Retornas, the owner of easily the best beard in this competition.
It also may be the only
Maybe
beard
the
in this.
only beard. Well, not
No,
true.
here we got David Murdoch. I forgot.
Dave
Dave's
Murdoch,
got the
got stuff from
sporting the beard
Wallstad.
these days.
Some of the Norwegian boys are sporting the facial hair, so. But no, Joel's beard
Line's
is
really good. Line's good. On the tee at least,
an
guys.
Italian masterpiece.
Yeah, it is the for sure, most significant beard in the championship.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Okay, remove anything. Yep.
Do drag it just past, and I'm intrigued by that because
Yeah,
there we
I'm
go.
not sure. I'm not sure that's
Torres immediately
necessary. And
says-
actually, now, I mean, there's a catcher now. This is a bit of a strange shot selection by Dave Murdoch, but it was well executed.
Well, he's having a very nice game at 95%, and even though it's behind the tee line, that's what they called. But
Yeah.
what that does give the Italians is an opportunity just to weld one right on top of it.
I mean, they had that with the other stone as well, but
I would have thought that the fear of a cross-house double was far less than the fear of giving a pretty makeable freeze here for Amos Mosaner. But they did that for a reason. Maybe they've seen something in Mosaner's draw play tonight that says, let's make him leave him a draw instead of a hit.
yeah, he's only thrown 4 draws. He's definitely been throwing more takeouts throughout the championship than draws. But all he needs is one real good one here, and we set them up for a score 2.
Like that?
Yeah, there it is.
And perfectly angled. There is almost no way for the Scots to remove that rock.
It might go underneath.
It might go underneath, but that's about as well as it could be thrown. Great shot there from Mosaner. So Murdoch will attempt to rocket this stone out. It might go underneath. That, if it curls up maybe a millimeter more, it might jam on the other one, but this one could go underneath. He'll try to hit this really thin with an absolute rocket.
Yeah, there's actually a chance that it could, with enough weight, bounce over the top.
Well,
It would be really hard. But these stones are very lively. We talk about that a lot. The very small striking bands. The energy goes fully from the running stone into the object rock.
So let's watch how they fly. Here we come.
Goes right underneath.
Oh, nice shot there from David Murdoch. So Amos Mosaner did all he could do to try and generate the pair, but Murdoch, with precision, hits a quarter of the stone and springs it just underneath. And the Italians now are going to be forced to either blank or take one. I would say it looks like they're lining up to try for the blank. It's kind of 60-40 which way you go here, Ann, because you've got the hammer now in the even ends, and if you blank and you take the hammer into 9, you have to score a deuce and steal anyways, and if you take 1 here.
Well, I think the reality of the Italian choices earlier in this end, and in particular on thirds rocks, is that they were actually trying to blank. They may have been doing it inadvertently, but this is what it led to, and they're running out of ends. Down 3, they carry the hammer
So
into the 9th.
Yep, after 8 ends of play, Italy does hang on to the hammer with the blank, but Scotland are leading at 5-2.
Nice, boys. All good.
In the universe that is distinctively curling, the stars have now aligned to deliver the world's ultimate showdown to the world's entertainment capital. Whether you're a storied veteran of events past or a future superfan anxious to attend your first, this is the one. The 2018 World Men's in Las Vegas with our most popular package, the 9-day, 10-night hit and stay for 2 people for just $20.29.
Las Vegas rocks.
Back to live action now from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017.
Mine's good.
Hans Franlov here with Ann Swisshelm. We've switched over now
Mine's
to
good.
the game Scotland versus Italy. Scotland enjoying a 5-2 lead in the ninth end of play. They'll play 10. The Italians have got the hammer, so it's absolutely critical here, Ann, that Italians must score 2 and steal the 10th and steal the extra to win this game. And you were quite puzzled about their tactics in the 8th, just not really pressing for the deuce when they had the even end in the hammer.
Yeah, and curling math is just not in their favor right now. The chances of stealing a win are very slim. Stealing twice in a row is incredibly rare at this level.
Corner guard there, so starting the offensive build-up for Team Italy. And while that's going on, we'll sneak a look at this tight game between Norway and Germany. German stones are playing the yellow stones, and looking at the picture there, there's 2 stones in the 4-foot, so here's a chance at a draw for 3 for Alexander Baumann.
Weight's good. Wider. Definitely wider. Weight's good. Linie ist gut. Linie.
Gerard and Walter on the brushes.
Wait.
Herbert calling the line.
Come on, go. Whoa.
Have they overswept it? Oh, it slides deep and just through the 4-foot, so it's 2 for sure. Taking a look at it, and by the disappointed expression on Baumann's face, it looks like it's only 2, so it was a chance for 3 and just overswept. Could have been a massive control point for the Germans, but they go out to a 7-5 lead.
Now the Italians have another little bit of a challenge. That first guard thrown by their lead is sitting in such a spot. I mean, of course, Scotland's going to try and peel it, but even if they hadn't, the draw to the 4-foot's gone. It's in a tough spot. They needed to get that a little bit wider. But of course, Scotland needs to remove this rock.
And they do. So 1 corner guard gone. Nice stone there by Scott Andrews. Scottish second stone. And we've seen how much the stones curl this week, although as we thought, we said earlier in the week that the preparation by the ice technicians mean that there's usually much more curl in the stones at the beginning of the competition. Then gradually as the week goes by, they start to lose that aggressive curl and they start to track straighter. I think that might have really bit Benoit Schwartz in that attempted draw of his in the match that we saw against Sweden. And
yeah, and there's other factors at play, right, that you have to become familiar with. This is a building that I don't believe any of these players have played in.
That's right. It's been a long time since this was a world championship.
The weather
here.
outside affects it. The number of people in the stands affect it. Airflow. All of these things can have an impact. And as you said, as the rocks get played, thrown more and more and more, the sharp edges that are kind of put on them at the beginning of a championship start to become a little bit more smooth, and the rocks start to run a little bit straighter. And by a little bit straighter, we need to be very clear. The ice is still curling. The ice is still curling a lot. Rocks are finishing in a really nice way.
Yeah. But these are the adjustments that the entire team, and by that I'm including the coaching staff and the alternate, that are keeping a very close eye, game to game, draw to draw. Not only watching the stones in their own game, of course, but also monitoring other sheets, other sets of stones. And over the course of the week, they'll play on each of these 4 sheets and play each set of stones on each of those 4 sheets. And so there's a lot to keep track of.
There is a lot, and knowing the timing of when the rocks start to calm down and being able to adjust to that, the teams with a little bit more experience in arena play and championship play will likely do that a little bit faster, and that may be what we saw with the Switzerland-Scotland game, the Switzerland-Sweden game.
So a clear there by Drummond also removes one of his own stones in the top 8 foot, but Scotland won't mind that. They're up 3, and from their perspective, fewer rocks in play is probably a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's disappointing when you take out second shot, but they are still shot rock, and
Italians with a chance here, though, to generate a deuce. And so
Yes.
here is Joel Retornas. Some hit and roll out with a couple of stones in the last end, and now it looks like they're going to elect to defend their second shot with a guard.
yeah, looking for a corner guard or a guard just on top of that rock in the 12-foot. And this is curling and maybe sitting a little long, just a little light.
Yeah, and maybe over curling as well. So an opportunity here for the Scots to make a pass at that second shot.
Yeah, that stone is quite open.
What have you got, Greg? Oh, I got 2/3.
There's confirmation in a lovely Scottish accent that he's got 2/3 of the stone available to him.
Barrier?
And in true Scottish fashion, they'll throw barrier weight.
Board weight or bumper weight to the rest of us around the world. Barrier in Scotland.
So after the big weight clear, a delicate shot here for Greg Drummond, just playing down weight.
Whoa. Yep.
And hard sweeping Michael Goodfellow on that rock. Holding the line.
Yep. Gotta go. Hard.
Trying to roll to the center a little bit.
Yeah, they don't really want to leave their own stone there for the Italians to freeze to. Bit of a sweeping error there, I think. Had a chance to roll that, and they didn't really hammer it hard, but big late finish with that down weight gives Joel Retornas a chance to freeze up to it. It will be for second shot, however. Now the Italians are throwing everything, I was going to say but the kitchen sink, but including the kitchen sink at it in this end.
Yeah, and this is exactly what they have to do.
The deuce is essential.
Scotland did not want to leave that rock back there. And Italy with a chance to freeze.
Yeah,
There it starts to curl. Don't lose the line on this one, gentlemen.
Didn't want the bump to get a little bump to keep an angle, so not the easiest stone for the Scots to remove. If they want to get inside it, they're going to have to be skinning the front guard. So something going here for the Italians. Let's see what Scotland's going to do in reply.
I think you're going to see something a little more than barrier.
Yeah, this is going to be a barrier somewhere in Glasgow or Edinburgh, I'd say. This one is not going to be light. I think Murdoch's just going to try and peel this one out.
Yeah, Dave Murdoch's going to throw peel weight. Maybe they call it the strike weight.
A super strike. No, that's not even, so I won't even try. Apologies to my Scottish friends.
Yeah, it really only sounds great coming from a Scotsman.
Absolutely. Peel it is. Just trying to catch a corner. Doesn't mind if he loses the back stone. Doesn't want to stuff it, though.
He might prefer to lose the back stone,
So
and
that's perfect.
that's an excellent shot from Dave Murdoch.
So after a challenging week, Dave Murdoch feeling it tonight, playing 95% and throwing really well.
Yeah, he's actually thrown really well all week. He sits near the top of the standings for Skip's performance. It's just what shots they're making, and the timing of the misses has just been really challenging for Team Scotland.
So not a lot to work with here for Italian fourth stone Amos Mossano. He's going to try and use that corner guard again. Draw behind it into second shot position. Hopeful that they'll have some kind of a double takeout or access to the shot stone on the last one.
I mean, the entire Scottish team sits at 86% for the event. They're
Pretty good
sitting
shooting.
in second place, and you know they're really fighting for every win. Tonight might be a little bit easier, but
Nice shot
that's
there
a
by Mossano.
well-positioned shot.
Yeah, great shot. Here we see the brushing of the Italian front end, dragging that stone just half onto the 12-foot. But
It's
importantly, it's behind the guard.
It's completely buried. Dave might be able to see a little bit from the hack, maybe just a corner.
Nice thing for him, this is very much the path that Greg Drummond threw.
It's like nice hockey.
Nice hack, so there we go. Not quite barrier, but just down from that.
Yeah, he knows he needs to bend around that corner guard that's just tripped over the hog line on the Canada logo.
But with the down weight, we've seen the stones really curl here, so have to be alert on the sweeping call.
Nice hot. Clean. Nice
Yep.
hot.
It's the weight they were looking for.
Whoa, whoa, yep. Hard.
Nice hot.
Whoa.
Looks like there's room here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Safely by the guard. Oh, very nice stone by Dave Murdoch and the entire team. Good line read, good brushing from Goodfellow, and the net result is Scotland lies 2.
Yeah, and the best thing that's going to happen is they're going to be up 2 with coming home.
Yeah, it's a great situation to be in. So yeah, one of those situations this week where stats don't always tell the story. Team
Yeah, they
Scotland,
don't.
with 86% shooting percentage as a team, but they're coming into this game on a 3-5 1-loss record.
One of the real pleasures of this week so far has been seeing this young skip, Amos Mozaner, or fourth stones thrower. He has been really, really quite something. Did I just curse him?
I think he did, but that's going to roll. Will it stay into shot position? No, it just goes past. Will it spin back? No, it doesn't. So disappointment there for Mozaner, but you're right. He's had a very good week, but disappointment there, rolling just out of shot position. So it is a steal for Scotland, and that will give them a 6-2 lead, and the Italians are discussing, and yes, they do concede defeat. So victory for Scotland, and you have to say a deserved one. They played very, very well as a team tonight. So Dave Murdoch and his Scottish teammates enjoy their 4th victory of the week, and a really important one for their country as well, getting them back into direct qualification frame territory for the Winter Olympics. But our final score, Scotland 6 and Italy 2.
Yeah, and it stops their little bit of a losing streak that they've been on, and sets them up for 2 big games tomorrow as they finish out against Germany and Russia tomorrow. Italy is going to have to bounce back in the morning and face top shooting Canada.
There's John Landsteiner enjoying some popcorn after a nice night's work.
Yeah, and a little chocolate milk.
Oh, life is good.
Life's pretty good. John got let off work early.
Yeah, Joe Polo substituted for him in the second half of the game, so John Landsteiner had a little bit more opportunity to do the popcorn run. So just 1 game left in action here in the Wednesday evening draw here at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017. We go over to Sheet A now and pick up action between Norway and Germany. We saw in the 8th end that Alexander Baumann had a chance to score 3, but was just fractionally heavy with the draw attempt and got the 2. And you see on the scoreboard there that Norway's Stefan Wallstad elected to blank the 9th end to carry the hammer into the 10th. So Norway will have the hammer in the 10th and final end, and we'll have it for you here live. Germany in a situation where it's really like playing for a force. They're going to want to play this end quite defensively, so the lead stones will be telling in this end.
Yeah, they will be pivotal stones.
Germany looking for their 3rd win of the week. And there we arrive now on Sheet A, and first German stone of the end into the rings.
Yeah, and Norwegian lead Alexander Lindstrom. Might be a familiar looking face and name. Originally from Sweden, has lived in Oslo, Norway for the last several years. Is now a Norwegian citizen and plays with Team Norway.
Marcus Norway.
So a Pan-Scandinavia flavor to Team Norway this year. Throws the corner guard, so game on. Here we go. Big stone coming up here for the Germans, and Alexander Baumann eyeing it up. Are they going to try the tick on a corner guard?
Yeah, and alternate Sebastian Schweitzer for Team Germany being asked to play. Yeah, he's throwing it through.
Okay, so after eyeing it up, Baumann's saying we can't really improve our situation by trying a tick or coming into the house, and I don't really want rocks in play, so elects to throw the stone through. Interesting choice. So Ryan Sherrard's been playing at the lead position, but tonight Seb Schweitzer has been given a game, and boy, what a game. The Germans are in a nice position here, but a good chance and key stone early in the end here for Wallstead and company.
Yeah, by throwing that rock through, I mean, Germany's actually kind of conceding a score of 2 and planning on taking this in an extra end.
Yeah, you're giving the opponents kind of a free shot at the going around the corner guard.
Yeah, I think that, you know, for you curlers at home, maybe make an attempt at that tick shot.
Yeah, or throw another one into the rings, but just throwing it through, it's given the Norwegians a chance to try and use that corner guard, and Baumann obviously had a plan. He said, I'm going to be going after that corner as soon as I have the opportunity. So here's Daniel Herberg, the veteran
having an excellent game tonight. Absolutely outstanding game.
Nice clear there by Daniel. So no guards available for Wallstad, but a chance now. Quite difficult to play the whole end out and just hit and roll and keep separation and get your deuce that way. So
yeah,
Magnus Nedregotten is going to be asked to just to try and create a little bit more traffic and put another guard up there. Magnus, another of the athletes here that also competes in the mixed doubles discipline in the Norwegian national mixed doubles team.
Yep, Alex.
Nice corner guard by Magnus Nedregotten.
Yeah, and this is an incredibly valuable game for overall standings and Olympic qualification points.
Absolutely. Lots on the line for both countries here. Nice clear again by Herberg, so 2 for 2 for Daniel in this end. Nice job.
And Magnus will get the chance to put that rock right back up there.
Magnus also works part-time as an ice technician at the Snarøya rink in Oslo, and so he certainly knows a thing or two about ice conditions.
Which is great, because as the only game out there, they might see some different conditions than they had when the rink was full.
That's right. This one a little bit longer than his first attempt, but partly covers his own stone, and Baumann immediately runs up to try and remove it. There we see the Norwegian bench. Thomas Løvold beside former Olympic champion and head of the Norwegian Curling Federation, Paul Trolsen.
There is no former Olympic champion.
Well,
once
true.
and always.
That's true.
Once and always. Paul Trolsen is an Olympic champion.
Absolutely true.
Sorry, I don't mean to correct you, Hans.
No, you're dead right.
But that's a pretty big one.
That's a gold medal for life.
Yep, it sure is.
I remember Paul telling me that gold medal performance in Salt Lake created enormous excitement in Norway. They got to meet the King of Norway, which for a Norwegian is an enormous honor.
He was present at that game. He was sitting in the athlete section, actually.
Yeah.
And I did get to meet the King of Norway as well.
Oh, yeah, Swiss helm.
And
working with royalty.
Marcus Højberg hoping to get that title tonight with another corner guard.
Looking to be the king of the guards tonight. Trying to match what Magnus Nedregotten did in the guard department. 2 perfect ones, and here comes another.
Den är bra. Kom igen. Konto 2.
So
Japp, japp.
patient game being played by Stefan Wallstad, and the question will be, when do you make your move on the shot rock? But the obvious answer is not yet.
No, not yet. And actually, if you get a mistake on these peels, you might have the opportunity to set up game.
Chance to go for the win, absolutely right. So here's Manuel Walter's turn to try and play the clear.
Germany's not having any of it, though.
Yeah, nice job here by Team Germany in the clearing department. 2 perfect clears by Herberg and another one there by Walter.
Now look at Coach Thomas Lips.
Another very experienced athlete and coach. All he can do at this point, though, is project good vibes to his athletes.
Yeah, as we haven't been on this game the entire time, we're not sure if they have a timeout or not
That's
left.
a very good point. Lots of time on the time clock, though, for both teams, so playing time not really a factor. They've got plenty of time to make their choices.
Linje är bra, linje är bra. Okej.
One more guard being thrown here.
Risk overkøll, risk overkøll. Må bare dø, må bare dø. Bra det.
Been informed that the Germans do, in fact, have their timeout available.
You wonder if they might use it now?
Well, it is decision time.
And again, I'd remind Alex Baumann that his choice to throw his lead second rock through the rings, he was conceding 2 all along if everyone made all their shots.
Yep.
So play the peel and hope you get a chance at a double on your next one.
Yeah. So we've been saying all end, when will Wallstad make the move on the shot rock? And that will depend on what happens on this attempted clear from Alexander Baumann.
And sweepers are on it right away. Looks okay, though.
So the German game plan has been executed well, but that interesting choice to throw a rock through now gives Norway a chance to finally make a play at the shot stone and try to roll away to the left as we're looking at it from the overhead. So Stefan Wallstad, crucial that plays a nice control weight and they get a good contact location. They don't want to leave it right there because that will leave a easy-ish double but steepish double for Baumann. They want some separation. Baumann and Herberg looking on a little nervously. Crucial stone coming up here for Stefan Wallstad, who's having an awesome game in the hit department. 91% on his hits. Not so strong on the draws, but the hit coming at us here. Looking for any roll they can get, but they don't get any. It's on the nose, and now it's a decision for Baumann. Do you go inside or do you hit it high side?
Looks like he's going high side.
Gonna try and hit the outside of that Norwegian stone, and if he hits about, yeah, maybe a quarter.
Yeah, upweight slash. Goal, primary goal, goal number 1 here.
No air.
You want to hear a noise.
Yeah.
You want contact.
Yeah, if you remove one Norwegian stone, at worst you're going to an extra end, but chance to end the game right here for Alexander Baumann if he can make the double takeout.
Double would be fantastic. He's close.
One, just past it, almost makes the double. But almost equals not. And now Stefan Wallstad with a chance to send this game into an extra end.
Now you've
So
got to
close.
wonder. You got to wonder about that awkward draw percentage.
That's true.
Now all of a sudden it comes into play. It's a wide open house.
Yeah.
This young man really needs just to find the paint. He's got great sweepers, has been playing well all week.
So a chance here for first timers at the World Championship level, the Stefan Wallstad rink, after Years of dominance by Thomas Olsrud and his teammates, but this Norwegian team now with a chance to send this game into an extra end.
Yeah, looking to extend in a very positive way the outstanding season that this team has had.
No concern at all from the Norwegian sweepers, so
Beautiful shot.
bonus curling for you here from Northlands. We're gonna go to an extra end. Norway, Germany. Stefan Wallstead coolly draws it into the forefoot to send us to the 11th end of play. After 10, we're tied at 7. That's awesome. Return to live action here at the Northlands Coliseum. We are in an extra end, the only game still active in this Wednesday evening session. Norway, Germany. Germany will have the hammer in the extra end, but in that 10th end, despite a really perfect execution from Team Germany, an interesting tactical choice made early in the end gave Norway the chance for the 2. Baumann giving himself a chance to make a tough double take on his last, just missed it, and here we are in an extra end.
Yeah, and now
Schweitzer now going to be asked to try a tick shot.
yeah, and this was a pretty traditional setup. Long guard by Norway. Would be followed by a tight guard. Germany looking just to touch this stone, just to move it to the side of the rings. May have hit it a little too hard, and yep.
That one's coming back.
Goes back into play.
Free guard zone rule applied. First 4 stones of the end, you can move your opponent's stone, but you cannot remove it out of play, so that stone gets replaced. So that's one positive for Team Norway, and as Anne Swisshelm pointed out, now the plan for Lindstrom will be to stack the second guard short of the rings.
Just directly underneath the first guard. Make that double peel as challenging and difficult as possible.
Well by the front stone, and they don't want it in the rings, but they want it quite close to it. Good looking shot. So Norway setting it up well, not quite 100% lined up, but pretty good. Lots of separation between those 2 stones.
Yeah, and with the excellent rock placement there by Team Norway.
Germany's
going to, yep, switching gears, going to beat him into the forefoot. You can't risk missing another tick and losing a second shot, losing a second rock at the end. Because remember, it's as if it wasn't thrown if you miss the tick.
Right, so if that happened, Norway would just simply draw around those 2 center guards and maybe set up their winning steal point.
Yeah, you'd be chasing. hard the rest of the game.
Speaking of hard, the German sweeper's working this one hard. They're trying to drag it into the rings just past that guard stone into the top 12. Probably not the game winner. And here we are looking at the standings, and the cues beside Canada and Sweden at the top of the table tell us that both of those teams have qualified for the top 4 playoffs. You see that Germany's on 2 and 6. You see that Norway's on 3 and 5. But USA, with their big win tonight, moved to 6 and 3 and in sole possession of 4th place. So a huge win tonight for John Schuster and company.
Yeah, now you see the setup. That last rock for Team Germany could prove somewhat disastrous.
Yeah, actually,
All of a sudden, there's 3 guards in front of the rings, all stacked up and staggered. No good angles if this rock
Magnus Nedregotten trying to come around, so
can get to the full 4, top of the button.
I would say this is Magnus's go-to shot. As we said, he's a mixed doubles player, so this is a type of shot he's used to playing a lot. Not quite perfectly buried, great weight, and so big choice coming up here for Alexander Baumann. Do you chase it now, or do you try and run some guards? And he's electing to run some guards.
Yeah, he cannot see enough of it. He's going to have to start with this top one.
Yep, begin with beginning, and so here's Daniel Herberg starting the untangling process for Team Germany, running that long front guard. But a chance now for the Norwegians to position an even better guard, potentially to defend their shot rock, and that one you can see is half on the button, so Magnus Nedregotten now looking to defend the stone that he just threw.
Yeah, and they just want another long guard.
Avoid the double clear.
Sit directly in front of the other guards, just over the hog line.
Nice weight control, just
Great
sits on the
shot
center
there.
line. So if you're a fan of Team Norway, even though your team doesn't have the hammer, you're feeling pretty good about things right now, the way that they're setting up halfway through the end. Here's Herberg. Bit of a fishtail on the slide out, but a nice correction on release.
Yeah, no worries for Germany. Single peel. Now as you look at this, as you see these angles,
when do you make the move to defend the shot rock?
at some point.
So right now, the way that they're angled, there's no raise for the Germans to angle raise the yellow one onto the shot rock. No angle there.
No, and I mean, you're got to be, if you're Alexander Baumann, you have to be looking at that saying, I hope I can see part of the pin,
right,
and I'm going to be playing an in-turn draw to
Yes.
it for the win. I mean, just really, really challenging rock placement out of that German lead, Seb Schweitzer.
Marcus Højbjerg now looking to replace that guard stone, and another nice guard there from the Norwegian. Now that shot stone is defended. So, big moment here for German third, Manuel Walter. If he can just off-nose this thing with a lot of weight, chance he might be able to catch a couple of
Looks
stones.
a little wide.
Yeah, it's definitely
He
wide.
popped that.
Oh my goodness. Clips that center guard, leaves it there on the intern side, and disaster brewing for Team Germany. So let's review how we got here. An interesting call from Team Norway, blanking the 9th end to carry the hammer into the 10th. They were trailing by 2, but they cashed their deuce in the 10th to force the extra. So they were up against it, but now we're in that extra, and they've got a stone on the button, 3 guards in the front, and a chance to add a 4th.
Yeah, the steal is set up.
So now you're Germany. You've got 3 arrows left in your quiver, and how do you use this one in?
You
got to clear something.
Yeah, Alexander Baumann is talking about trying to make the tap with those guards being so long
Okay, so maybe he's saying this is maybe my one and only chance.
This is my chance.
So he's going to ask.
You can see how long those are, and if he can get around and then right at the end, tuck, and he's looking for just about back 8, maybe
back 4 even.
back
He only has to
4.
move it maybe a foot.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like you throw draw, you throw natural T-line weight.
Let's take a look at the split time. The back sweepers are backed way off it. This one is
just heavy. Heavy.
Unbelievable. 12.2 on the split time. That's close to
you
hack
can
weight.
see the pin is available. The pin's available on that intern side, and that's what, I mean, at this point.
Disappointment from Manuel Walter.
The German skip. The German skip's going to have to pray that that's still there for him. Up. I think a wise suggestion by second there. Draw another one right in there. Take away that pin.
Ned Dragotten says right now it's still there for him. Don't leave it again. He might make it the second time. They know he's going to try it. But from a Norwegian perspective, you got to be a bit careful. If you come in and you leave yourself in the open, Baumann could double them off. And even though that would give Wallstedt another chance to come in, then at least it's better than the situation they're looking at right now, which is pretty grim. Baumann knows this is not good. Redstones belong to Norway. Germany with the hammer, so Norway has to steal for the win, and they are set up to do it. And now, big moment, so Norwegians are still talking about their options, so they're going to call timeout.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of doubt, and it's a great use of the timeout.
Each team gets one additional timeout in the extra end, so Norway electing to use it now, and they're going to ask Coach Thomas Lovold to come down and join them.
Men ellers så kan det bli et hull der, men hvis vi drar inn I forkant der da er det ingenting da. Til og med om jeg stopper kort da, så garder oss jo den samme tingen som oss prøver nå. Hva tenker du da? Altså, vi tenker gard. Hvorfor? Jeg garder på det. Ja, ok, hvis du redd for rødbacken? Nei, egentlig ikke, men det bare hvis vi drar inn, så har den ingenting da. Sett I rødbacken, så har vi dragninger på neste. Ja, men greia at hvis han ikke føler for å dra knappen, så kommer han til å spille rønbekken på siste. Det det. Ja, det det som han kommer til, men den ikke artig på den visen.
The debate seems to be between throwing the guard or drawing it in. And also talking about what kind of shot they want to leave
men jeg tror ikke
Baumann.
han kommer til å sette rønbekken på første. Han kommer til å prøve å åpne opp på første. Han kommer til å spille en dobbeltclearing eller noe sånt.
Are they
Og så hvis
overthinking
han
this
ikke
one?
føler seg trygg på å dra knappen, så kommer han til å rønne på siste.
They're just using their timeout to its full benefit, going through all the options.
Igjen, så drar oss. Jo, men oss drar inn, han tar dobbeltclearinga på starten. Ja. Ja, og så jeg bare snakker gjennom, og så garder oss igjen, så kommer han til å ha den slashen der, men da ligger oss med 2 steiner inn her da. Det veldig flott. Det 350. Det veldig fint å gjøre dragningen, men den vanskeligere å skrive av. Ja, men stopper jeg kort, så det ok.
So the 60 seconds are consumed, so Coach Lovold has to return to the bench. So after a long discussion, let's see what they elect to play.
Jeg tenker ikke frys, jeg tenker liksom for jeg overlappet I topp 8 der, så det gul.
Marcus Høiberg returns to the home end. Set the target. It'll definitely be down this out-turn path. The question is how deep are they going to bring it? Is it going to be a guard or is it going to be a come-around draw, tuck a corner around those front stones? A bit more risk in that shot, but potentially a bit more reward as well. We'll keep an eye on the split times here.
Hva da, så ut I glatte.
Helt vekk, hvis det 7-8.
Må kølle litt. Må kølle litt. Alex kan gå, linja begynner å nærme seg.
Love to tuck a corner around that front stone. That's a pretty good shot. We'll just see how much is available for Baumann. And this might be the time in. You talked about that intern draw to the pin for the whole end, haven't you? And this is going to be the time where Alexander Baumann says, this is my only chance to throw it, so I better
Yeah.
throw it now.
And that's the challenge with that guard. I mean,
Muss auf den Pin.
I think Norway wanted to leave that completely open in the 8-foot. So you leave it open and then you give yourself something to use by tucking that fully under. If Alexander Baumann makes this draw to the pin, Norway may not have a way to get to him.
So let's see what happens here. We'll keep the split time on this one as well. We saw the split on Wallsted's draw. Different path here for Baumann on the intern side.
Yeah, and we've seen some struggles on this side of the ice. This is the board side of sheet A. It has been a bit slower at times throughout the week than any other spot in the building.
Manuel am Stein, Manuel am Stein. Genau drauf, hart!
Must get it there. They can't leave this one short.
Hard! Hard, go! Go! Whoa, 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 okay, that's...
Okay, well, that's
Actually,
a
we
saver.
yeah,
Not a bad
we
shot.
saw a bit of speed there.
Yep.
So well read, just didn't quite have the line. They waited a little bit for line.
So now Norway considering the lockout. If they can guard this stone, how does Alexander Baumann somehow reposition the stones in the 4-foot to somehow win this game? It'll involve some kind of crazy angle raised double pinball shot of some kind, a very low percentage.
Well, depending on where Norway puts this.
Red, red, yellow, 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 red. It's tough. And Stefan Wallstad now looking to throw a guard to ratchet that degree of difficulty up even higher.
Yeah, and I think he really wants to sit as wide here and relatively high as possible. This doesn't need to be
away.
this doesn't need to be extra clever, extra cute. It needs to be over the hog line, in play, almost anywhere on that side.
Just taking this intern path away in any way possible.
It's a nice shot.
It is a nice shot. So, what do you do if you're Alexander Baumann? Last shot yet to come. You do have a stone on the edge of the 4-foot that you could conceivably angle tap, and Germany will now use their timeout. Is there a way possible?
I mean, is there any way you can go backwards through that port and slash your own? I mean, just through that staggered port out there, or
Somehow conceivably throw an out turn through that port, but boy, it's super tight. You'd have to
Oh,
throw
it
quite a
is.
lot of weight. You'd
maybe
lose the shooter on the way.
maybe you just throw hack weight and just tick sideways. You don't need to move
You could
the
also,
red stone,
No, you don't.
the Norwegian
You could
shot rock.
That's right. You could also use the stone that Wallstad just threw as a guard and try to promote that straight back and try to clip your own sideways into the button. But they're all very, very difficult shots.
Yeah, so there we go. We just saw it. Manuel Walter just dragged his brush right through that staggered port.
Der geht ja auch hier. Ja, wir können ja über den gehen.
So let's hear the German discussion.
Müssen den spielen. Ja, da kommt man nicht durch. Da kommt man nicht durch. Der ist ja noch schwieriger. Gelb muss ja liegen bleiben. Nehmen wir den?
Looks like Baumann wants to run something back from the center rock. There we see the brush going beside that red stone. So what is he thinking, Ann? Red, red, yellow, yellow, jump?
You know what he's thinking? He's thinking, boy, I wish we had made a couple more shots
Yeah.
earlier in the end.
A couple of ticks in the clear would have been nice. That would have been good. Oh, well.
This is going to take the shot of a lifetime and some incredible management of angles.
I can only think that he's trying to hit the red stone on the left-hand side of the center line, just slightly across the face of the red, trying to drive red-yellow onto his own and spring it onto the button. That's about a 2%er. Last stone on its way.
Sure would be great to see, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You'd save that for the highlight reel.
And this one's just running on him.
No, it blows by. So it is a steal for Norway. Opportunities lost for Team Germany, but a huge win in terms of Olympic aspirations for the country of Norway. Stefan Wallstad pulls it out of the fire, trailing by 2 in the 10th, but scores the deuce and now steals the extra end. So pulsating final score, 8-7 for Norway, stealing the victory. That wraps up our action here on the Wednesday evening draw at the Northlands Coliseum. As usual, we've had a bit of everything tonight.
It's been quite an exciting evening. Got to see a bit of every game out there tonight.
It's true. Yeah, something going on right across the sheets, and you've had a chance to have a look at all of them tonight, so we know you've enjoyed it. Highlights from our feature game between China and the USA in the first end of play. Open house for USA skip John Schuster. Great start possible here for the USA.
Looks good. Key line. Guys, come on. It's ready.
Easily draws it
I'm
into
just
the
going based
house.
on revs. Took a long time to get to that second rev.
High revs for John Schuster. It's a deuce on the board for the USA. On to the third, and 2 US stones and maybe a third facing Chinese skip. Liu Rei has to draw the 4-foot. Just sneaks it by that stone in the front 8 and comfortably right onto the nail. China scores 1, and they needed it. They were trailing by 3 at this point. In the 4th, USA already lying 1, and opportunity here for maybe a gentle angle split and a chance to score 3 for John Schuster.
A little heavy. A little heavy. Go, go. Oh, keep going. Keep going.
Weight was good, but it's slightly over curls, just on the nose, and a nice score of 2 for the USA. A little bit disappointed, but it's a deuce on the board, so on to the 7th end. John Schuster with a chance to put the final nail in the Chinese coffin in this game, and bang, clears the Chinese stone. And China says, that's enough. USA too strong tonight. Final score, United States 8, China 2. So wrapping up the other games on the Wednesday night draw, Norway with the extra end steal to win against Germany 8-7. David Murdoch's Scottish team 6-2 winners over Italy. Nicholas Edin from Sweden benefiting from an unfortunate guard wreck on Benoit Schwartz's final stone to cash a 5. Sweden 10-4 winners over Switzerland to go into solo second place. Taking a look at the standings now at the end of session 14. Canada 9-0 qualified. Sweden 8-1 qualified. Switzerland in 3rd place. US now in sole possession of 4th place. Japan and China hanging on. The Italians, the Norwegians, the Scots all at 4 and 5. Germany falls to 2 and 7. The Netherlands with their first win today go to 1 and 8, and the Russians still looking for their first win at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2017.
Congratulations on a very dominant win tonight. Tell me what you think that the difference maker was for Team USA.
You know, we came out right from the draw to the button, and Tyler and I put them both on the pin, and came out in the first end and made a bunch of shots, and he had to make a good double to only give us 2. And we just said we're going to make him look at a sea of yellow all night tonight, rocks, and yeah, and it turned out good.
Speaking of Tyler, at some point during the game, you said to Tyler, "You're a beauty." Tyler's been playing with a quiet confidence this whole week. Tell me a little bit about what he's bringing to your game.
You know, truthfully, the execution that he's bringing out there is making it look easy and making it feel easier for me to make shots. It's always fun to have, you know, your third man out there doing what he's doing right now. So it's hopefully we can keep that up tomorrow.
Right, and you're in the middle of a win streak right now, and you're also in the middle of a 4-game streak. What are you going to do to prepare for your 2 games tomorrow?
You know, we're going to get back early tonight now that we got a little bit extra time, and get to bed and get some good rest and come in the morning ready to go.
All right, great. Good luck tomorrow, John.
Thanks, Ann.
So that'll wrap it up here from the Northland Coliseum. On behalf of our entire production team and Swiss Helm, myself, Hans Fraunlab, we know you've enjoyed the action. Join us again tomorrow from Edmonton for the Ford World Men's Curling Championship.